Hello, hello. Hi, Silk. Hi, Zephyrian. Yep, we are Umbasa moding. Look at my beautiful blue boy, Lucy. I have a character called Casca, who I think I started out playing as a knight, but then to get the trophies, I needed to get magic gear, so she's dressed as a witch. I also have a character on that screen called Yubi, who I think, again, was for a trophy. It's like you need all the rings. So I would like call the character.
Finger.
Yeah, character called Finger. Tried to collect all the rings in the game.
Kid named Finger.
Now, I had a moment of panic just before the stream in that I couldn't remember whether I beat False Idol. Oh, thanks for following, Blue Beluga. Did it? I wonder if it... Oh, it would have played the sound effect, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I can check to see if it does. We can't hear the sound effect.
Yeah, we can't hear
we're
the
not
sound
plugged
effects.
into
Let me know whether that played the sound. But yeah, I was very worried that I may not have defeated False Idol properly. But I did. So I didn't really talk about it at the time. But there's a guy above False Idol casting a spell, and if you don't kill him, False Idol just comes back to life after you beat her. And I like the fact that he basically just pleads with you to leave him alone, but you have to kill him. He's like, "Oh, don't kill me! I'm just a level 1 goblin." Yeah, I kind of like that the game requires you to do something that feels kind of out of character, given that the rest of the game, like the rest of the game, does not want you to just willy-nilly kill people, but that at that point you have to, and it feels like that's very much a point where the message system, like being able to leave messages on the ground for other players, would have been like important, in that people would have been saying like, "Kill this guy," and you just have to go on faith that like that's the right thing to do. By the end of your Yubi run through, you could be Lord of the Yubiwa. Yeah, exactly. Now, I'm in body form. We need to stop that. But I think I want to go back to Latria.
Yes, put ourselves in danger by not killing ourselves at the end of last stream.
Yeah.
I'll let future me worry about it.
Yeah, I'll let future Merle remember to die. So I don't know whether I've fully explained why I keep dying in the Nexus rather than dying in worlds. It's because every world has a world tendency that ranges from pure black to pure white. Pure white is like the good state for the world. Pure black is like the world has fallen into like evil. And you shift the world tendency towards black. One of the things you can do to do that is die in body form in that world. So by dying here in the Nexus, I shift the world tendency of the Nexus towards black, but like, who cares? It's the Nexus. It doesn't like have any world tendency events. Whereas I do want to get every world to pure white because there are unique events that are quite nice in pure white. Pure black is like more difficult enemies spawn, and you generally don't want that. Although some of the pure black world events are good. I never get tired of that. Silk, come on, Merle, go black world tendency. It's fun. I think it is like, it's a valid way to play the game. But it's not. I don't think I'm gonna go for it because I'll just show my ass with how bad I am. But I also can't remember what the pure black world tendency events are and whether they're good. Hi, Ellie. I spent too long standing here, so my souls are all the way up here. I mean, 800 souls. Did I really need to collect those? Yes.
The answer? Yes.
Yes, I did. But I want to go back to Latria. I assume I picked up the key near that chanting guy.
Got Rudel.
No, we can't get Ridiel just yet.
I thought we already got Frake out of jail.
Did we? Well, let's go and find out. If he's here, then we did.
Yeah, you were quite drunk, because
I was extremely drunk. I can remember nothing.
Oh.
I actually had to watch the end of last stream just to check that I had defeated False Idol and that I'd killed the guy before doing it. I fully remember none of that.
I remember we might have just talked to Frake. Maybe we didn't free him.
I d- yeah, I don't know if he should be around this corner if we did free him.
And yet. Okay, I guess
Well,
we just talked to him, and in my memory, we freed him. Job's
yeah,
done.
there we go. Back to I don't even know whether we picked up the key, so that'll be fun. So I could go there. There's no way down.
Can't
So.
take the gargoyles back down.
No, you can't take the gargoyles down, unfortunately.
Ostrava. As if Ostrava would ever do any. I mean, Ostrava. What's happening in this image of Ostrava? Like, is he being attacked? Because that's
I
his
think
sword.
he's dodged someone and he's like
Yeah.
about to slash them in the back. Hi Snoodle Doodle. That's a cool name.
It's a strange image because it's hard to tell whether Ostrava is the guy.
Yeah, it
In the
doesn't
middle
really
or the guy in the
communicate
end?
to you which one is Ostrava there.
Please, help me.
Can't
We'll
really.
get to him in good time. I don't know why I came this way. Oh, fuck. Oh, I might be dead here. No, he's dead.
Ah!
Yeah, I died to bleeding. The Falchion. The Falchion is OP.
Please.
Please, help me.
Help me.
That could be a good subscriber sound.
Silk. Oh, this guy always whining because he trapped in prison. Get over it, dude.
Please. Help me.
Yeah. Ridiel, I believe you have to help yourself. I think.
The invisible hand.
Exactly. If I help you, Ridiel, it just breeds dependence.
If I help someone on this upper floor, it'll trickle down to you eventually.
Yeah, if I help myself get really powerful and rich, it will eventually trickle down to you.
It was just
That
love
dude,
his
yeah.
life and you killed him for it.
No. Bam. I've mentioned it. I think I mentioned it in the last stream. I love the way you hold the
Yeah, the two-handed falchion.
two-handed most swords you
Two-handed
hold
and
like
the,
this, and
straight
it's
sword,
very
yeah,
cool.
It's not like a big bastard of a sword.
Some spice. I'm gonna have to go the long way around to make my way down to the ground floor, I think. Time to already it's time to start hating on the Blue Point remaster. In the Blue Point remaster, I think I mentioned this last stream, she sings the Nameless song, which is a very soothing song, which I always interpreted to be the song that the Maiden in Black is singing to the old one in order to lull it back to slumber. Spoilers for the end of the game. It makes no sense for the once royal mistress to be singing.
You've given her the wrong name again.
Yeah,
as well.
I know. I always think that's her name, and I don't know why.
It's like former noble's wife. I
Former
think.
noble's wife, that's or former royalty's wife. I
Yeah.
think. There's a crystal lizard over there, which I'm not going to go for. I'm just checking whether I have the key to free Frake first. Hi, Macadian merchant. Those are cool emotes. Where are they from? But yeah, it makes no sense that in the remake, the once royal mistress. I'm just gonna keep calling her that. The once royal mistress sings the Nameless song because it's a very soothing and calming and quite nice song. Whereas I think her just singing these two notes over and over again is really unnerving. And the fact that you don't know where the singing is coming from when you first enter this level is like also quite weird. Like you don't know whether it's just like a diegetic, like whether it's being sung by someone or whether it's just like this is the music of this area. I don't see the key, so I might have picked it up. Yeah, I did. Okay, well, this was a wasted journey. They belong to a streamer called Makari. Oh, cool.
Picture coming through.
I should put more. I should put more emotes on my stream. I also want to get that thing where like you can have rewards for people like cheering or whatever, and make it do things. There's a fighting game streamer I really like called Diaphone, who, in order, I think like people can pay or like use like stream points in order to make like a chat bot he has set up, like read out their messages or like answer their messages. I think that's very funny. Where am I going? What am I doing? Yeah, you were brandishing that cup
Well,
at me.
that's
I
what
would
you want
like I would like some rum and coke in a second, but I need to finish off my drink first. The only thing about like having like a bot like respond to chat prompts is that it's AI powered. And now,
Boo.
yeah, I mean, I think using AI chatbots to like generate funny stuff to respond to, I think that's kind of like, that's very funny and sort of fine. It's a shame that it comes at a massive fucking environmental cost in training
you
these
burn
models.
down the Amazon and
Yeah,
to
exactly.
get
Just
a
like
funny robot to say
exactly. We're destroying the planet just so I can hear a
No.
robot like generate nonsense for me. I don't know why
Thank you for following the Lay Dog Twitch. I assume that's Christy,
Oh, cool. Thanks for the follow.
and not a second Lay Dog has hit the Twitch.
A second. There's two guys in there. Are we Butlerian Jihad pilled on this stream? Now, as an android myself, I don't know whether I can be fully on board with the Butlerian Jihad.
We can convert you into a mentat. It's doable.
Really? I'm joining the machine wars on the side of the machines.
Also, apparently, a goal was achieved. I don't know if you had a goal for followers.
Ooh, I don't.
But
Yeah,
it
it
has
doesn't
been
say it on
achieved.
my activity manager, but that's cool. I think like every now and then Twitch sends me emails saying like, "Well done, you've leveled up," and I'm like, "That's cool. What does that mean?"
It's a gamer platform. That's how they
Yeah.
signal that we're gamers too, gamer. We know about leveling up. I'm just about to level up. And
Well,
you
you
look
are
like just
you
the
are
right
you are
amount of
currently
XP,
watching
baby.
you are currently watching the streamer who beat False Idol first time. So
That's true.
yeah, I'm just saying. There we go. Prison of Hope special key. Thank you. Hi Sin, hi Laydog. I trained an AI to serve me up setups so I can seem funnier. Rage with the machines. Demon Souls has so many HUD vaginas.
Oh, yeah, like the one in the top right, the one in the top left.
Yeah, honestly, FromSoft's like weird obsession with vaginas and female anatomy and stuff has sort of like started right here. Although it doesn't. It's
someone's gonna tell you. Well, actually, in Kingsfield, there was a
Oh,
boss
yes,
called
okay.
the Great Vagina or something. You know?
yeah. Kingsfield actually had a boss called the Slavering Vagina. Like fake fan here. Yeah, no one played Kingsfield. Like just like when people say, I think the best Final Fantasy game is Final Fantasy VI. All right, that's the teacher's pet answer. But be real, it's Final Fantasy VII. Come on. The Gaping Dragon. Yeah, you're right, Ellie. I think in Dark Souls, that was where the vagina stuff really started to become sort of text.
See, Christy was
game.
trying to Kingsfield us, and I was like, no.
No. I was
A line on
typing the
that.
word Kingsfield. I don't know what this is that Frake is doing,
just
but I'm a big fan of it.
Do you know in one of the first episodes of Deep Space Nine where Dax is doing this puzzle to try and keep this orb going, and Bashir, being a sex pest, is trying to flirt with her and goes, "Oh, give me a try," and it collapses immediately when he tries to do it. That's this.
Okay.
For all the DS9 heads out there, you'll
You're
get
going
many,
like-
many claps from me.
They're all
right
saying,
now.
they're all right
Round of
now. They're
applause.
all arms folded, nodding, and just thinking,
Yeah.
so true,
I'm
so
gonna look
true.
at what the name of that is. Hold on.
I never expected to get out of there alive.
There,
My name is
my
Frey.
dog,
I am
my good
known as a
gamer. You're
saint.
I
still.
guess that was originally meant to be
I
something you
thought
said
my
in the
magic
Nexus.
would give
Yeah.
me an edge against these demons, but how wrong I was. I have been enfeebled by my long imprisonment. But I can still move my legs, and I can make it back to the Nexus. I thank the stars
Sorry, it's
that
an
I escaped
Altonian
when I
brain
did.
teaser for all the
An
people in this.
Altonian brain teaser.
If you want to find out what that is, Google it.
Gastraf, DS9 equals Kingsfield. No one's watched it.
I wish I could post images in the. I can post links in the chat actually. Hold
Oh, you
on.
can. Bashir was only pretending to be a sex pest, really. See, Silk's a DS9 head.
Listen, I mean, maybe that was part of the act to make people think that he wasn't, you know.
I have
But
been-
Right. We've rescued Frake. We've gotten a healthy amount of souls, I think. I don't know that the gargoyles take me back, so I'm gonna just walk back to the Archstone.
yeah, there's a link in the chat for everyone to see what Frake was working on there. See?
Very nice. They're throwing spells at me. That's not fair. Ooh, what's this? Meh. So I didn't. Ooh,
There's a thing.
there's things, and I'm probably not going to come back here, so it's okay to open this door, I think.
The goon cell. You let them out to wreak havoc on Latria with their gooning ways.
He's dead already, I think. I like these guys just hanging out in their jars.
In the goon jars. His
Oh, he's-
shoulders are clipping through
Yeah,
the jar.
they're like glitching out of their jars. Can I get to that item without releasing them? I don't want to.
I don't want to free these freaks.
Well, you know, They seem like they're enjoying it.
Like I said,
I don't
the
want to
goon
yuck their
jars.
yum. Secret dagger.
Secret dagger.
This dagger's a secret. Don't tell anyone about it. This is Valve's new unannounced game. You're not allowed to talk
Yeah.
about it, except everyone's talking about it. If you talk about it, they'll come to your house and, I don't know, delete your account or something. They're probably in those jars for a reason. Well, quite. I don't want to.
Satsuki, he mastered the blade while you were doing what you do.
Oof. Right.
Yeah, they did lift the NDA on Deadlock, which is very funny because they still haven't announced the game.
Yeah, I mean, they say there was never an NDA. They were just like,
They were just like, don't.
they were
come
like,
on.
don't talk about this, otherwise
Yeah.
you might lose your access to the game. It's like, that's not a legally binding thing. And
Like,
also, I watched you play it, and
Guess what?
I don't have an account, so I could
We
have talked
talked about
about
it last stream when it was under NDA.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think Valve would let you play the game if they genuinely didn't want you to talk about it. Or they would have let anyone play the game if they like the fact that you could just invite whoever you wanted was like, okay, they want this to spread. They're like, Valve have all the money, so they can afford to release a game however they like. They don't need to put out trailers for it. And also, in terms of like announcing it and putting out trailers for it, like, didn't like 90% of the promotional material for TF2 come out years after the game had released? I think it like the Meet the X trailers were all like years after the game had already been being played for. You know.
Anyway,
Anyway, here's Frake.
yapping at Frake about.
Yeah.
I have a proposal for
Frake,
you.
have you heard about Deadlock?
Could you bring your demon souls to me?
What, like the disc?
As I
He said
determine
demon
the
Oh,
souls.
okay, yeah,
essence of the soul,
he knows what he's talking about.
I can teach you new magic. A demon soul
That's
is
the
no
game is
mere
Demon's Souls,
amalgamation
but
of
the
lesser
items are
souls.
Demon Souls.
Yeah.
You have your wits about you.
So what's the game
Surely you
referring
understand.
to?
Well, I think the game is referring to the fact that all the souls technically belong to the old one. All the demons.
Well, it's
like,
not the
it is-
Demon's Souls, it's Demon's Souls.
Yeah, it's like the demon is the old one.
No, but it's not the Demon's Souls, it's just Demon's Souls, which
Yeah.
suggests that they belong to
Demon.
Demon.
Yeah.
So
they
the
do.
old one is not the
Do you
demon, he's
have a
Demon.
connection to the disciples? Do not pay attention to them if they speak poorly of me and my magic. Prayer is for the foolish, quaint, and soon to be dead. And heaven
Get a load
forbid
of
the day
fucking
you
Mr.
find
Yeah.
Red, Reddit atheist
R//
over here.
Atheism
R//
moderator.
Yeah. Typical r/atheism poster. So he can teach me cool new spells. Soul Ray, if I use...
It's great that
Fool's
him and a
Idol.
guy called Saint Urbain have to live across the hallway from each other, just like...
Yeah, they
going-
don't like each other. I do want protection. That's quite expensive. Hard demons. Where did I get the hard demon soul from? Was that Armor Spider? Yeah, there we go. Spell from Demon Armor Spider Soul. Shoots a small fireball. Can be fired continually while moving. Now, do I already have... I have Flame Toss. Yeah.
I am.
Let me... How does Flame Toss look again? Yeah, no, I want
Basically
Fire
Fireball.
Spray. Fire
Okay.
Spray is way better. So we're gonna be spending Armor
A
Spider's
hard
soul.
demon soul. Do you not want Soul Ray?
I do, I think. The idol from which this spell was derived was in the form of the queen. Like, so here's an interesting Fool's Idol. Apparently looks like the former Queen of Latria, but you know, the name and this item description suggests that Fool's Idol wasn't actually the Queen of Latria.
I mean, also if you
Yeah.
look closely, she has like arm.
Yeah,
joints,
she looked. Yeah,
like-
she's got like ball joints and stuff. Again, they fucked that up in the remake. Fool's Idol looks really evil, whereas in this, I think Fool's Idol looks like something that people would conceivably worship and go like, yeah, that's our queen. That's our like, that's our like, queen. That's our goddess. The spell shows a fraction of the queen's power as a gifted sorceress.
Can we not get Demon's Prank?
Demon's Prank.
Joker's Trick.
I mean, I can afford it, so yeah, sure, why not?
Thank you.
Water Veil,
Definitely a
that's
tune,
useful.
Oh yeah, we'll need that for
Yeah.
fucking.
Cloak is kind of good, so we'll get that. I would like protection as well, but I don't have the
afford
souls for it.
Gashrath Toscan spraying all over the Nexus. #comedy. Thank you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Enchant weapon. I can't actually use that because I'm using an enchanted weapon already. So for now,
Demon's Prank.
it's not really that useful. I think Cloak is going to be more useful for where we're going. Or actually Soul Ray. Yeah, let's put Soul Ray on.
I patiently await you, my fine magician friend.
I like
My
waiting.
fine magician friend. That's how they sign off posts in r/.
My fine magician friend.
Yeah.
You saved Sage Frake, did you not? Then I was right to bend the rules and teach you a few tricks. Nevertheless, I'm grateful to you. Do you see how important selfless acts are in this dreary world?
He's just mad because me and Sage Frake are pals now.
Yeah.
And
Are you his fine magician friend?
are you
Don't
as
think
fine?
so.
Yeah, you're not a fine magician friend. I am both fine and a magician. Now I think I need to put all the rocks in my pocket with
Hello again. I'm keeping a close watch on your belongings, rest assured.
deposit.
Got some rocks to give him.
Yeah. So I don't really need Secret Dagger. I don't need Baby's Nail.
Baby snail.
Baby Snail. Jerry Stiletto, an extremely small rapier, dagger's eyes, and embladeless that is imbued with
From The
special
Witcher.
magic. Yeah. It was made by Jerry, a friend of Sage Frake, the Visionary, who is
Sage
known
Frake
for his
knows
magic
wee
force.
Jerry Witcher.
Steals a small amount of MP from its targets. So that is a kind of quite nice item for magicians to have, but I'm not going to really be hitting people to try and restore my magic.
I mean, compared to Crescent Falchion +1.
Yeah, and compared to the fact that I already have the like circlet that that gives you higher magic, it's like, meh.
You
And
have
the
a
fucking
heart of
fresh
gold.
spice we found off those
Don't
jailers.
let them take it from you.
Yeah, I have quite a bit. I should have maybe looked into depositing some of that actually.
Oh, 14,
Now-
not that much.
I don't need this. 14. I've got Old Spice as well.
You can deposit those stones of ephemeral eyes.
Yeah, I'm not going to be restoring to human form. I will keep a Shard of Archstone, and then these weigh nothing, so might as well keep them on me. The remake looks too much like heavy metal and not like weird Japanese bullshit. I forget how to pronounce Christie's username. Laydog?
I say Laydog. I
Laydog?
guess silent, but I
Lacedog?
don't know.
Leastdog?
Yeah.
Would Shrek die if he ate nails?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. He's
Yeah.
he's just a guy.
You know, he's made of flesh and blood like the rest of us.
Jane the Marie.
Lies Dog.
I
okay.
have Lies Dog. I haven't played either version, but do you have any ideas why the remake is so different? I think it's because Bluepoint, I think, have a design like there's an interview with I think the like one of the principal designers or maybe like one of the studio leads of Bluepoint, who's I think he said something like, in remastering these games, we're not trying to people have an image of how the game looked in their head, and we're trying to recreate that, not
Rather
how the
than
game actually
reality.
was.
Yeah.
And I think that is a fucking terrible way to approach remaking games. To think like,
No
oh,
appreciation
yeah,
for historiography.
yeah,
like,
and it's basically like saying, oh, the fans of these games, they don't really like the game. They're kind of just imagining that they liked it. They're like in their mind's eye, it looks better than it actually does, and so we can't just give them the original game, but like polished a little bit, because that they are wrong about what they like about the game, and it would be shite. So we have to provide a kind of confabulated version which is actually mirrors what they think they remember. And I just think that's insulting to both the original vision of the designers.
Souls level up.
I don't think I have enough souls to level up. But I also think it's insulting to the fans of these games. To be like, oh, you don't actually like this game. You like what you think the game looked like, and so we'll try and recreate that for you. And I think that's why these games look so different. Well, the remaster of this game looks so different from the original. It's because Bluepoint have that attitude towards remakes.
Shrine of Storms, where you want to go next?
Yeah, we're just gonna do them in order, I think.
To the Shadow Men, the Monumental.
Yeah, the Archstone of the Shadow Men. Ellie, I think what God meant to say. Energy. Yeah, exactly. Gastraf, they will not give the requisite respect to the dog ending. Honestly, I'd be surprised. I mean, either that stuff won't be in the remake,
Or it'll be there, but
or it'll be there, but it'll be played up for like fucking memes.
there'll be plenty of reference to the dog ending throughout the entire game.
Yeah,
like,
it will literally have the fucking.
If you look at a TV screen long enough, the dog will pop up for a second. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, oh, don't.
Now, those who were here for the first stream may remember we had a lot of trouble with this area, but now we're higher level.
Crescent Falchion pilled as well.
Although,
Oh, well.
I think if you block that attack, you can mash the parry button, and it will come out like if you are pressing it like fast enough, it'll come out frame 1, and you will actually be able to parry their follow-up attack. But I don't want to test that, because if they land a big hit on me, I think it will hurt.
It's the funniest game of the year.
Unless I backstab these guys. Dodge that.
I like Neo.
He's starting to believe.
Average Dark Souls free player there.
Yeah, honestly. The fucking skeletons in this level were playing
So
Dark
that's
Souls.
not current average Elden Ring player there.
Yeah. Bam. Now, if we can just draw aggro of one of these skeletons.
He will never backstab.
They're so hard to backstab, I don't know why.
Remember when Richie played Dark Souls and backstabbed enemies precisely two times over the entire playthrough? Or thereabout, as much.
I remember he did like a parry and riposte once in that game.
Yeah, but even backstabbing...
And it
which
seemed
was-
by accident even then.
On my first playthrough of Dark Souls, backstabbing was my bread and butter for the entire game. It was the
Yeah, I
only
think
way
it is for a lot of people
I
once they
made it through it,
realise.
you know?
Yeah, once they realise that you can do that, you're like...
But Richie does it like twice and then that's it for the entire game.
I think Richie disadvantaged himself by waiting in between times quite a lot, like by waiting a long time.
You have to relearn how to play the game every
every
stream,
time every time he restarted the stream, he had to relearn.
who's that?
Who's that over there? That looks a lot like Vanguard, the guy that fucking absolutely pummeled me.
Probably his brother or something.
Ah, yeah, it's probably his pal.
It's probably a merchant.
Probably a merchant. What does he sell? What does that guy sell?
The butcher's cleaver.
The butcher's cleaver. I wonder if I can take on this red eye skeleton.
He mastered the blade. How can you?
My magic doesn't even do that much damage to
Flame
him.
spray, use your new spells.
I don't know that fire does that much damage to
Oh.
these guys. Oh.
Easy. Didn't even stand a chance. And also, you backstabbed him? You did it?
Yeah, I did it. I'm the greatest gamer who ever
When it
lived.
really mattered. Just like Richie Morgan, you saved the backstab for when you needed it.
Exactly.
There's a crystal lizard nearby, I can hear it.
There's a crystal lizard.
You hear the twinkling of like...
Yes, there is actually one nearby. I don't know that I can get it from this angle.
Owned. Double owned.
Ha ha ha. Now, you can skip a part of the
Yeah,
level
and
by
then
rolling over
jumping that
here.
wall.
You can't do it in the remake, I don't think.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Copper key. Can't remember what that opens. Demon that sells HRT, calling the merchant. That's good. Although, if I had HRT to spare, I wouldn't sell it. Because I'm
all
just
at
that
once.
kind of guy. I'd eat it all at once.
Yeah.
All to myself. I wouldn't share. Lorne Lanning once said about game design, I'm finna announce something non-binary soon.
I am Lauren Lanning. and
I'm
I've
Lorne
never
Lanning.
told a lie.
I have never told a lie. Ow!
You
Well, I
dropped
just
your shield just
fucking
for that.
ate that one.
Go on.
Oh,
I'll
look
do
at
one
this, right
shot.
through my
Oh,
brain.
You're done. Got magic on the brain.
I just did it because I wanted more like magic in my brain.
What was that?
I'll be the Storm Beasts, I think. Shard of Bladestone.
Bladeston.
Bladeston.
It's the average like town that your train goes through and go through like North Yorkshire.
What was the place names that Benner thinks were
Long
really
Preston is his favourite
Long Preston,
village
yeah.
name in the UK.
This train will make a stop at Long Preston,
Manchester.
Manchester. This train will shortly be arriving at Manchester.
When I went to Durham for uni, I lived near Dragonville.
Dragonville.
It's a cool
Hell
place
yeah.
name.
Orgite of Guidance. I think that's an item you can...
You, Scary, give Sparkly me. Give Twinkly me. Me. You. Trade. Trade. Give me Sparkly Twinkly.
Yeah, Sparkly the Crow. Right here.
They called him Sparkly in this one?
I don't know what he's called.
Yeah.
I think fans called him Sparkly because he says "Give Sparkly me," but it's not clear that he means like himself or like whatever's going on. Yeah, what he means by that.
It's
But I think
Snuggly
fans.
in the next one.
Oh,
Snuggly
I
the
think
Crow.
yeah, I think maybe he's called Snuggly here then. I can't remember what he's called, but like fans came up with the name for him, and yeah, a very weird. Like you're just expected to drop an item and then like reload the game. I think the Orgite of Guidance gives you something, so that's why you can pick it up right there.
I
You
want
can
like
try
a
that
desktop
out. 'Cause-
background of the low frame rate Storm Beasts going across like the Windows XP background. That'd be so sick. I think.
yeah, that'd be good.
I don't know. When I
Can't
see
s-
the low frame rate Storm Beasts in the background, I'm just like, that's so real.
Woodaber, Declan the Crow.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know why Declan is. That's a fucking perfect name for him. They're called Hawk Girl in the original guides that were put out. Hawk Tour Girl.
Hawk Tour and
We have fun
Twinkly
here.
on that thing. Is this a
We have fun
please
here,
claps?
Right. Oh shit! I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you,
No, I'm not.
no, you're fine.
Yeah, that.
No.
This is very undignified. Right, Dark Moonstone. That's actually pretty good for us because that upgrades the crescent weapon that we have. I'm always super worried that like the really floaty way you fall in this game is going to get me killed. Just wanted to
Just like sliding off of terrain.
yeah,
like, woo.
sort of slowly
Like,
drifting.
I'll land on that and you just kind of like
You do,
catapult
well, you
off of it.
you like
you
pill shaped
rebound off of
hitbox
it.
your way off it as well. Right, see ya.
And you like, oh, low frame rate Storm Beast.
Oh, where? That's
Oh, look at him go.
oh, he's at
Oh,
regular.
he's high
He's in.
frame rate now. I don't
He's in
like
the
that.
draw distance now. He'll.
Wait until he gets out of that draw distance, and I'm like, oh,
I think
so
we.
majestic. There he goes. Oh, that's the stuff. Oh no, he's rubbish again.
I think it's if you don't look at them for a second. There you go. And
No,
it's it's when they're slightly off camera. Yeah, as long as you're not looking right at them, they're low frame rate. I love the flying guys so much. Yeah, I like these Storm Beasts as well. I don't know whether we have the ring I want though. Instead of the fragrant ring, do I want to put on? No, we don't have it yet. I wonder where I get it from. There's a ring that like. This is why I should have put the cloak spell on. But there's a ring that makes you difficult for the Storm Beast to detect. So yeah, to progress in this level, you just have to attack this wall.
that is
It
the
is
next
shimmering
one-
a little bit, and I think when the servers were online, there were a ton of messages being like illusory wall here.
They never made it mandatory in Dark Souls, but in Demon Souls again, they threw the book out. They were like, fuck it.
Yeah, you can just be completely
Look,
stuck.
there's a fucking arch. If you don't know that wall is
Yeah, if
fake,
you didn't-
and you're fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. If you didn't sort of like put two and two together there. But I don't like the way illusory walls work in this, because it does just sort of like incentivize you now
Attacking every wall.
to attack every wall just to
Yeah.
get. I mean, the illusory walls kind of shimmer a little
Oh,
bit.
Thank you for the resub, Del. Nice.
Yeah.
Resubs we don't have a
Yeah, we
fucking
should get a,
thing for shit.
Yeah, we should get a noise for resubs, but thanks, Beto. I
I
found
didn't
that
see
one
the
and I was
message.
certified.
Did you see the message?
Yes, I can see it. I'm going to be listening in my car whilst driving. Nothing could go wrong. Please drive safe.
Yeah.
If at any
10
point I
and
become
2.
distracting, 10 and 2.
Look in the mirror every 5 seconds. What else? Mirror.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, mirror signal
Jesus.
maneuver. MSM. I don't know. Anything else that you feel like doing? Don't stop for the cops.
Yeah. If you see the blues and twos in your rearview mirror, floor it. For legal reasons. That was a joke. I wonder what that guy's up to. There's another one there. Right, out. This is bullshit that they can attack you through the walls here. Whereas,
And
like, my
it-
weapon can, like, bounce off the walls.
It remains to this day. Given that you're a ghost as well, you'd think you'd have the wall attacking advantage, right? The skeletons have warm breath. What's that about? What's the law?
They have warm breath.
Yeah.
I
Oh.
think we're getting a little bit intimate here.
Yeah, do you want to buy me dinner first?
I was going to say exactly that. If it's weed, that explains it. Weed, but
weed.
for skeletons.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm carrying a bunch of grass, so. Look at that excellent dodge roll. I don't think you can make the skeletons bleed, so the crescent falchion isn't that good in this area. But
Yeah, blunt
it is.
weapons
I
are
do like
usually-
how in each area you can pick up an item that is good for another area. It does sort of incentivize you to explore
Do
and
the
like
first world of each.
yeah, and to like be go wide, not deep into different
It also
areas.
makes sense that the people guarding an area don't drop right in front of them. Here's my biggest weakness, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is what the
Who's
copper key
this?
opens. This is Blige, I think.
Phew, you saved me. Heavens, I can't believe I fell for that trap. I suppose I owe you, no? I'm Grave Robber Blige. As thanks, I can provide you with useful goods. Who couldn't do with a little help down in these parts?
They hadn't landed on the voice actor for. Oh wait, no, this is.
Oh
Blige,
no,
not
this is Blige.
Patches, yeah.
Patches is the same voice actor, and spoiler alert, Patches is in this game.
But
Can you guess what he does? You meet him in front of a big pit, and he says, "Look down there, please."
The voice actor of Patches in Dark Souls that also does that part in like a kids' TV show, and you just watch him in that TV show, and you go, "Oh my god, how is this guy meant to be trustworthy?"
There's a fun Easter egg. If you give Stockpile Thomas 50 of each type of grass, he puts on a Free the Weed t-shirt.
Take me to your dealer T-shirt.
If you use the binoculars or the looking glass and zoom in on his eyes, his eyes are all red.
This shrine was used in a ghastly ritual by an ancient tribe. They've long perished, and now demons have put the souls to work. At least here you're killing things that are already dead, like skeletons and shadow lurkers. That's what I like about this place. Better than killing those poor, soul-starved humans, right?
Makes no difference to a guy like me.
Yeah. Right, what do you got for sale? Some grass, some sticky white stuff.
Ugh. give me 20 minutes. I'll get that to you.
5,000 souls is
Yeah, Jesus.
shard of cloudstone, shard of green ore said to be in the sky. I love that description is fucking
sales
crazy.
pitch, yeah.
It's like, yeah, said to be in the sky. What, like, are the clouds made of stone? Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Like, that, I love how every item, like, well, not every item, a lot of item descriptions in this game just get you at, like, going, huh?
me eating some crescent moon grass. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
man.
so that's for enhancing shields. So I think the things you can... yeah, an ore that blocks light and increases a shield's capacity to block magic. Shields can be strengthened by cloudstones up to a maximum of level 5. I think you can increase the magic resistance of shields, and you can increase the stability of shields, which is like the amount of stamina damage before they your guard gets broken.
Yeah.
But it's not really worth doing that much, honestly. He's got a bunch of weapons I don't really need. A bunch of arrows I don't need. Armor I don't need. Yeah.
What's the use of you, my good man?
Well, I'm wondering if I should buy some grass, but I do have 31 late moon grass, so...
Nothing suits your fancy? Well, don't be too frugal. A bit of indulgence goes a long way.
I'm always saying this.
Says the guy selling sticky white stuff. Do not trust him.
A little bit of indulgence goes a long way. He's a wrong'un. 2 in a row, huh?
I mean, it's like the only way you can go, and it's like wavy as well. Like,
Yeah. Now, I would...
oh,
Yeah. I
then
don't know where I get...
It's right at your forehead, this spike. Like, look at that. Oh!
Well, that was
I think that one got you.
Well...
Oh, you're okay.
No, I'm fine. I don't know whether I've maybe missed or not picked up the ring that lets us sneak past these guys. So we're going to have a hard time at this, but let's
It's
try it.
not in a different area, is it?
I think it would be. Unknown Hero Soul, that's not the one we want. Could this be it? No. Thomas, 'tis but a scratch. Exactly. It only penetrated my brain. I'm not using that.
Silk. One thing I like about Demon's
Ow.
Souls is the world feels much more like it's inspired by pulp fantasy books rather than by pulp fantasy books directly, while most fantasy RPGs are just riffing on other fantasy RPGs. Thoughts?
Yeah, I do like that. I kind of like how derivative the Souls games are, and that Demon's Souls in particular. It does feel like a kind of, I think this has been said by Miyazaki before. Is that the world is sort of based on his interpretation of a lot of the kind of sword and sorcery fantasy books
Fighting
and
fantasy
pulp novels that he didn't fully understand because they were either not translated into Japanese or were translated by the same way that a lot of Japanese to English translation was done by a particular guy or group of people who would sometimes put their own spin on stuff. Get rid of these guys.
Gonna get your revenge on Vanguard, or?
Yes, I think I'm gonna try. An Uchigatana.
The big sword.
Yeah. We can now say that we have studied the blade. Yeah, I don't have
Wow.
enough. I've not studied the
Skill
blade
issue,
enough.
Ability shortage. People should start saying ability shortage rather than skill issue, I think.
Yes, I think so. Let's try and make that into a thing. If I die, ability shortage in chat. Right.
Yeah, if you win, Umbasa. If you lose, ability shortage. I mean, already done a tenth of his health. Easy. This takes no mana as well, so you can kind of just...
I mean, I'm regenerating mana basically as fast as I'm spending it, because I have the Crescent Falchion and the Cling and the Fragrant Ring.
It's just this is a son to me.
I think
you're
he's
helping me right now.
Yeah, I think he may have glitched out his AI. I always think of Dark Souls as the more pulp one, while Demon's Souls feels
We
more in
didn't chat
keeping with
while
the
fucking-
80s fantasy movies like Excalibur and the Barbarian film. Yeah, I kind of feel that.
I mean, this is entirely out of my wheelhouse. I've not read enough pulp fantasy nor seen enough 80s fantasy films, so I cannot comment. I do want to read the Elric series. I forget where Elric is
Elric
from.
of Melniboné.
That's the one.
I only know that because I think the name's cool.
Name is.
Can we make him
I
bleed?
do want to read Conan as well, to be honest. So just another.
Yeah,
that I
we've got
have
him
like no
bleeding.
experience of.
Right. We're at a
He's just
stalemate.
bleeding?
Yeah, I inflicted bleed on him. Whoa. Getting a bit too cocky now. I like that you can just see blood like pouring out of him.
Blue.
Sploosh.
Take some fresh spice and just keep burning them.
I could actually. Right.
Does Old Spice heal less mana?
Old Spice does more, I think.
What?
Old Spice is the
Better.
harder one to get though.
You expect the fresh stuff to be doing better than the old stuff.
No, you'd expect it's got to be aged. It's harder
I was
to.
just thinking, like, you know, when you want herbs for your delicious, your succulent Chinese meal, you want them to be fresh herbs rather than dried herbs. Killage.
A killage. That's a cool name for a sword.
There's another crystal lizard nearby. I can hear it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think he's down there. There he is. Very good hearing. Old Spice provides
I think
48
my
hours of blood.
My headphones are louder than yours, so I can. Everything's
Right.
amplified to me.
I was about to read Thomas's message there. I was like, I thought it was going to be like an actual piece of
A
information
tip.
about the
Yeah,
game, and it's like,
tip in the
Old
chat.
Spice provides 48 hours of body odor blocking power.
Yeah, good job getting your revenge on Vanguard.
Grey Demon.
He got you in one shot last time, and it's like, fuck you.
And I got him
I'll
in like
burn you alive.
400 shots. I could go back to the Nexus and spend some souls, but I don't think I can be bothered.
How do you feel about how fog walls are distributed?
I think they don't really make a lot of sense sometimes in this game, but I do like that they do, like, they help breed like a sense of fear, because you're like, you never know what to expect
Whether it could
behind
be a
them.
boss or whether it's going to be just, next area.
Exactly.
It's something that's in the earlier part of Dark Souls, that sort of fear of when you see a fog wall being like, oh no,
Oh god,
I'm,
it could be
I'm
a
in,
boss.
I'm in dire straits, I might have to fight a boss now. Or sometimes progressing the area, but I feel like in the later stage of the game, like many things in Dark Souls, in the later stage of the game, they kind of just give up on that.
Yeah.
It's only for bosses.
Now, where am I being shot at from? I don't really need any of this stuff that I'm picking up.
No,
Just
nice
sort
to
of,
have.
I sort of explore every area in this game because I like doing it.
It's kind of just part of like the gameplay cycle, right? Is picking up goodies, even if they're not like. It feels good to pick up shiny things, even if they're not particularly useful.
Yeah, this is true. Climb down. That's something people on Twitter ought to learn to do more often. IMO.
Got the rest.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes.
Ow.
Not falling for his games to walk across this.
I mean, I now have an arrow through my arm. But the reason I want to take
look,
him out.
there's a guy.
A bad man. +2
Yeah,
from
plus
Woodiver.
2, thank you, Umbassa.
I'm over here, idiot.
Head in the fucking brick. It's that easy.
Yeah, those guys used to really intimidate me until I realised you can sort of bait them into... Oh, yes,
What are the
best
best
shield
items?
obtained. Right, Adjudicator shield. You aren't strong enough to use this with one hand. However, you may be able to use it effectively if you wield it with both hands. Well, I'm not going to be doing that with a shield. But apart from having an absolutely sick design on it, it's really cool. it regenerates health whilst it's equipped, even if it's just on your back.
Yeah.
So that's just a good shield to have. And I think when it refers to... we went through this in last stream, didn't it?
Whether it's the ability or whether it's the blocking.
Yeah, whether it's that doesn't work. I think it's that it doesn't block the damage properly if I don't have enough strength as well. So what do I actually need to equip that? 14 strength. And what's my strength? My strength is 12. Oh, not too bad. I may end up putting points in strength, which is what someone on Twitter has been telling me to do. For now, though, I think I'll just keep... Actually, when I have this equipped, I can still medium roll. Or, like, light. There's just 2 rolls in this, heavy and medium. But I'll keep this on, because it'll actually block the damage. Gastraf, wasn't someone telling you to level up strength? Apologize to that guy. I may have to. Now here's a neat little trap. Tries to get you from behind. Very devious. How many souls did I... Oh shit. Okay, I think I want to be killing those guys, because they can be really annoying. I think this is the most dangerous area for them as well. The most dangerous area for me, because of them. Yeah. And he's part of the reason why. Oof. They won't fly over here where I can shoot them. We got him. Oh shit. Look at that shiny gold skeleton.
Yeah.
Has he got like bits of armor plating like on
So
his
it's
skeleton?
like a
That's cool.
helmet.
I never noticed that before. Domus, there's just 2 rolls in this. What I say when someone asks what's my Greg's
When the
pack.
police stop you on the street and say, "Tell me your Greg's order right now."
Just 2 rolls, officer. I get him?
How you got him?
Oh, sick. Ow. Keep shooting. That's nice. Oh, I'll get to get his loot as well.
I think you picked up Cloudstone. Fuck you.
It's funny that he takes less fire damage when he's just defending.
Yeah? The sword doesn't just block physical, mate.
If you just hold your sword up in front of you, you just take less damage,
Yeah.
even from fire. Bam, bam, bam. This feels
Yeah.
like bullying.
It's a living.
I win. Now, there is crystal lizards
Yeah, I
here,
hear it
and I
again.
want to be careful because it's easy to damage them and let them get away, and that's the last thing you want to have happen. Grave Robber's Ring, that
The
is
one for
not...
being quiet.
I think that is... become harder for black phantoms to detect. That's not the one.
Oh.
I think the ring we might want might be in Valley of Defilement.
Right.
Annoyingly enough.
Well, we're close enough to Adjudicator now, right?
Yes,
So
we
we
are
can
quite
just
close
wait
to
until
it.
we do Defilement 1.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I don't die to Adjudicator, which could happen. Now I think here's where the crystal lizard might be. Maybe.
Oh, I hear him scuttling.
Yeah,
Yep,
there
he
he goes. You have to be quick with that one.
Ah, he's away.
Yeah. Oh well. Regenerator's ring, that's another good ring to have. So if
Yeah,
you have
stuff out, look.
Regenerator's ring, just passively regenerates health. If you have Regenerator's ring and the Adjudicator shield, the effect stacks, and you can just, like, you don't need to heal as often. I don't know why... I mean, I guess they took these items out of later Souls games because they were more, like, emphasizing the PvP stuff, and these items sort of, like, incentivize you to draw the fight out as long as possible so that you can regenerate your health,
There
which
is
is kind of boring.
regenerating health ring in Dark Souls 2 at least. I remember that much. I don't know if there's a shield that does as much.
Ellie, it might feel
Oh,
like
wow.
bullying, but really this is peak Souls. Find ways to cheese your way through everything is the design intention. Honestly, I think so, yeah. Like, the fact that you can like, lure enemies away one at a time and deal with them on much more favourable terms. It feels like the game encourages you to think strategically and tactically, and to try and find, like, exploits and strategies which advantage you. Later Souls games became more about, I just have to be really fucking good, and your, like, supposedly undead character is actually going to be the strongest warrior who ever lived. I like that this game tries to put you in the headspace of an adventurer, of being like, how am I going to tackle this room full of skeletons? They're just waiting there for me to come up with a plan, and I have to develop one. I don't want to get shot by this. Oh, that's Adjudicator,
right?
isn't it? Yeah. Right. Nope. I can't lock onto him. Just shoot some more. See you later. They give quite a lot of souls,
Yeah.
given how early in the
Yeah,
game we
well,
are. Now, I don't want to die to Adjudicator carrying all these souls, but I am going to
So
try and fight
just
him.
don't
Yeah, I'll just try not
consider
to.
that. Yeah.
Adjudicator can sort of fucking one-shot you from up here, I think. So I want to make sure that doesn't happen. I like that he's sort of big and gelatinous, and if you hit him anywhere other than where that sword is like embedded in him, you just get like a weird like boom. This is taking a lot of damage.
Do you think Adjudicator would be part of your dream joint rotation for Demon Souls?
Oh, maybe.
It's pretty chill, especially the bird.
No, he does sound quite judgmental.
I mean, he is adjudicating, but the bird is kind of just like...
There we go, right. Right, back to attacking this.
You're in
Oh,
trouble
yeah,
here.
I'm in a bad place, aren't I?
yet new discussion on what the boss tastes like? What do you think Adjudicator tastes like?
Ooh, I think he tastes like... I want to say butterscotch.
Yeah, Thomas Caligari says creme caramel. I think
I need to get him away from there, because, like...
you taste like a curry block.
I'm using the wrong weapon, that's why I'm doing, like, fuck all damage.
Oh, were you using the, like, baby's nail?
I was using the Chris Blade, I think it's called. There we go.
Right. There we go. Yeah, now you're fucking clearing. This is the kind of gamer you are. You were like,
I'm such an idiot that I can use the
yourself.
wrong weapon.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I was nerfing myself on purpose, because otherwise it's unfair, because I'm just too good.
Now we're bored of that, so we're back to unnerfing
Yeah.
ourselves.
Nothing personal, kid. I'm standing behind him. That's
Stands
funny.
behind you.
Stands behind you. If I die now, it will be extremely embarrassing.
Be extremely painful.
For me. So I do like the way this boss fight sort of makes you feel quite claustrophobic and panicky. When if you can just keep calm, he's, you know, most of his attacks whiff. And he has such a big wind up for them that you have plenty of time to move out of the way. I think you're done, mate.
First try. Umbasa.
Yeah, Umbasa's in chat. Bring more souls, Slayer of Demons.
We need to go kill ourselves in the Nexus and spend our souls.
Yes.
Whoa, look at that.
Umbasa.
25 foul.
What about? I really like the Adjudicator. I do too. I think he's an extremely cool design for a boss. I like the fact that it seems that it's not clear whether the Adjudicator is the big golden monster or the bird on top, or both. You kind of hit the bird to do most of the damage, but also hitting him in the wounded bit down there also damages him. Yeah, I think he's just great. And I think that the name is cool as well, Adjudicator. I think the item description for the shield has some, like... A large wooden shield that depicts a brightly coloured scene of the deceased being judged. On the other side, an epigram is carved in old script. Cowardly acts and the eating of birds must not be the deeds of a hero of storms.
Snuck in that eating of birds.
Yeah, cowardly acts and the eating of birds must not be the deeds of a hero of storms. If the one being judged displeases the adjudicator's master,
This
the
suggests that the master of the
the
adjudicator's
adjudicator's master, the golden crow, the deceased soul should be gnawed upon until nothing but their bones remain. Its user will recover HP a little at a time. The bird's his line manager. What the fuck? Thomas Caligari. And dare I say, Basa.
Basa.
And furthermore, Basa.
How are you on drink, by the way?
I don't think I've actually had much of my drink.
What?
Because I've been playing videos game.
What?
I might go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Then I'll be able to drink more. That's how
I'm already
the human
like
body
one
works.
drink ahead of you right now, so
Yeah.
I'm like swimming.
Well, I'll catch up. Where's the Maiden in Black? She usually chills out at the Archstone you've just returned from.
Thou seekest soul power, dost thou not?
Verily.
Then touch the demon inside me.
Yeah, Thomas Caligari is right. It's time for the Pepsi Dog stream takeover.
Mm-hmm.
While I go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
but
while
first-
you go, I'm gonna quickly switch to the Riven remake and start streaming that.
I will put 2 points in strength, I think, because I do want to hold the Adjudicator shield. And the rest is going to go into my brain, because I want more intelligence. Isn't 24 the next breakpoint for getting more spell slots? That's quite a lot.
Art thou done? May thine strength help the world be mended.
Right, time to yeet myself.
I've barely started a remake, so I can't comment much on it. How I feel about it, but yeah.
I think it looks pretty good.
I think yeah.
Am I going to land directly on top of her?
Right in front of her. Yeah, all I'll say is that it does seem a bit more friendly to like beginners, like because you have a better sense of space.
Yeah.
However,
I like the look of it because I played Myst and Riven as a child, and I thought Riven looked a lot more boring than Myst, and it was difficult for me to sustain my interest in it as much. But as an adult, I think Riven does have more like going on that's not just sort of superficial like whiz bangs. But I probably, if I was going to play either, would play the remake just because I find the style of those old games very disorienting. It's just something about my brain. I just can't like do it. Anyway, you chat about that. I'm going to the bathroom.
yeah, I think my impression so far, I am impressed
Would
by
have
the
his
remake.
comment, by the way.
Yeah. So, my impression of the remake so far is that I am impressed that the look of it is good, and that anytime you pause the game, it does kind of look like how a screen from the original might look. However, I do think the screens from the original are just superior. It is just like the style of the original, I think, cannot really be beat, and the vibe of progressing through the screens of Riven cannot be like replicated by modeling it in 3D. Also, I've already run into some things that are different about the game, and not just the lack of full motion video, which I am disappointed by, but whatever. But there seems to be some small changes to the gameplay, because I was expecting something to happen that didn't, and I haven't really investigated it further. What's my favorite faction in Root? Good question. Personally, the faction I like to play the most is probably the Vagabond, but I don't get that much opportunity to play the Vagabond because I think it's a common favorite among people who play the game, and I do like to cede faction priority to people who are less experienced, so they get a chance to play each faction. I think I've probably played my best games as the Eyrie, the birds, because I think the power level of the birds is insane if you have the know-how to get it to work, and to not have people like team up on you to destroy your decree. In terms of like the ones whose like vibes I like the most, probably the Woodland Alliance. Yeah, that's the thing. The birds, they require people to work against them to work. It's like the cats, naturally people like undermine them just because they need room to expand, but the birds, they need a coordinated effort, otherwise a good player will be able to just steer them to a like endless snowball victory. Same with the moles, to be honest. They're the same kind of vibe from the I was going to say DLC, from the expansions. I've never really gotten a good game with the otters, but I like the idea. Same with the lizards. I've never really gotten a chance to play them because they're kind of like a fan favorite. People want to play the lizards, and I like to give other people the opportunity to play them. The crows are kind of underbaked. I think they're just, in my experience of playing the crow faction, they are worse Woodland Alliance. I don't really like. They're meant to be more like an organized crime family rather than like a liberation movement. But I think the Woodland Alliance just have more tools to kind of work that kind of game. And then from the Marauder expansion, I've only played one game as the Keepers in Iron, the Badgers, and they seem really strong, but also maybe a little unfair because they seem like nobody else can track what you're doing. Like, you realize, oh, I'm 2 turns away from winning, but to everyone else, it looks like you're not doing anything. And I do not like the rats faction. I think the rats, honestly, in games like tables that I play at, I prefer the rats to be banned. Not because they are strong, but because they are disruptive. They force everyone else to play their game. Like, it's easy to beat the rats, but it means you're playing a completely different game than what you want to play, which is Root. This is the first faction I played, and they made me think Root was bad at first. I like them now, but you have to work so hard for them, so little gain. Yeah, they seem really hard. They have a lot of tools, but it's like not as easy to work as any other faction, which basically like almost works itself. Especially like the revolt mechanic with Woodland Alliance and the I forget what it's called when someone moves into your territory where you have sympathy or fights in your territory.
Isn't it?
Outrage, yeah. It works itself. Like, you know, as long as you put it in the correct place, it'll work on its own. Whereas lizards, you need to do a lot of sort of like coordinated effort to make all your whiz bangs work in the same same time.
Lizards feel like they play kind of similar to the Woodland Alliance, but they're like way more complicated to work, and players can sort of like, just like with the Woodland Alliance, can kind of like hard counter you.
Woodland Alliance is your favourite faction, right?
I like playing Woodland Alliance the most. 'Cause I think it's like the first faction that I sort of won a lot with. I think recently I've shifted towards the Otters as being my favourite faction.
I was just saying I like the idea of the Otters, but I've never gotten a good game with them. So
I've had one good game with them. I love the concept of them so much that I'm willing to forgive the fact that they're generally, like, I think, one of the least powerful factions. Because
with an uncooperative table, they're the weakest faction.
Yeah, exactly.
by far.
And most of the time, tables are just going to be uncooperative because there's no... Like, you think, like, oh, well, maybe I can, you know, they'll make a short-term bargain with me to get a some kind of gain in the... but they never do. Players are just like, well, I'm fighting against, you know, one faction and losing. I could make a bargain with the Otters to try and get the edge on my side, but so could the other player. And also, then I would just be... I would switch enemies. You know, you just like, oh, I pay the Otters to help me beat the cats this turn, and then next turn I'm going to be fighting the Otters anyway.
I think I've too often been like embargoed very early on. Like some player who is wise will go like on the first turn, will announce to the table, don't buy anything from the Otters. It'll just make them like really strong in the end game. Trust me. And I'm like, come on, like, give me a break.
Yeah, I think that's happened to me a bunch of times as well. I think the one game I had that was really good with the Otters was where I just basically like lowered my prices of everything down to just like 1.
Yeah.
To basically make it so that it was a no-brainer not to buy my services. And the fact that people bought stuff made up for... Like, you think as the Otter player, like, oh, well, I want to set my prices at a balance point between being, like, enticing to other players, but also being really beneficial to me. And honestly, I think the best thing to do is just set your prices as low as you possibly can. Because then you
well, there's a balance, right? Because if
one of the abilities you don't want to do that with. I think you want to have lowest prices for 2 of your services, and then
cards you don't want to make that low. Because
you don't want to sell off your cards necessarily.
It's also because you get 2 of your own soldiers per turn if you make no sales. So you want to balance it where you get your prices will lead to you getting at least 2 soldiers from someone else.
I think if the worst thing that can happen for you is you get one sale at a low price, and then it's like you want to make it sure so that your sales price always at least balances what you would have gotten.
I think
for making no sales.
A lot of people don't realize, I think, as well, but the Otters, I think, have maybe the best potential of any faction to field soldiers. Like, they have a crazy high troop count, and they can get them fast. Like, them and Moles, I think, can both field, like, a crazy amount of soldiers.
Right, I'm gonna consume some souls, I think. Because I would quite like to level up some more. Renowned heroes.
I think Moles used to be my favourite, but we played that one game against Mark where Mark was like onto me immediately and shut me down in like the second turn, and I was like, damn, if a player knows what they're doing, they can just shut me down in the second turn.
Yeah. This is a fun noise.
Yeah.
There we go. That should be enough souls to get some more.
I do think as well for Vagabond that we should consider banning some of the Vagabond types that you can play. Because
Yeah.
I think Harrier and Adventurer are insane.
Yeah, I think the Vagabond is the most powerful faction in the game, with the proviso that you play certain Vagabonds. Like Tinker is pretty good as well.
Arbiter is also
depending on the
insane.
map as well, and depending on the deck you're using.
Yeah.
If you're using the deck that has the
Favor of the blank.
favor of the X's, and the Tinker is in play,
It's over.
yeah, that's their win condition is get that card and craft it.
But yeah, I think Arbiter is a really
That's
boring.
a very specific discussion. I wonder how many people in the chat actually have played Root.
It's probably just like us and whatever.
Yeah,
but Arbiter is I think a really boring Vagabond because their ability is crap and you never use it. The only thing that's good about them is they start with 2 swords and you can pick up 2 more, 3 more over the course of the game. I think so. Therefore, you have fucking 5 swords, which is crazy.
To repair everything I'm using.
Right, where are you off to next? Do you think?
Valley of Defilement.
Last world
You
one to
come
do.
back alive. I need your business.
Well, I mean, I don't really get a choice on whether I come back alive or dead. I come back
Hello again.
regardless.
Yeah.
I'm keeping a close watch on your belongings.
The stuff I don't need. Bladestone. I think
You're
we
gonna
could
upgrade
use
your thingy.
my sword. We could go and try. Don't really need these. Do I have? I don't really need Half Moon Grass. We do want Royal Lotus because of where we're about to go. Or Guidance, useless. Soul Remains, useless. Keep these for now.
You have a heart of...
I wonder if Frake can teach me any new spells.
You got the Swollen Demon Soul. I
Yeah.
don't know what Adjudicator might.
You have your wits about you.
No.
Yeah.
Ooh, Protection.
I
I would like to buy that. That's a good miracle.
If you have 400 souls somehow from like Soul Remains, maybe.
No, Soul Remains are you throw them and they entice
Oh,
enemies
right.
over. I don't have any souls left.
Oh, apart
I could-
from
I
that
could-
belongs to a guy.
Yeah, I could crack Phalanx Assault. I don't think it gets me anything. I don't think Vanguard
From
Soul does either, but
Saint Urbane.
I would rather not, just in case.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, they can be used to buy miracles, but I'm never going to use miracles. Yeah, we'll just come back later, I think,
Right.
and get protection. It won't help me in Valley of Defilement anyway. Yeah. I could try and upgrade my Crescent Falchion to be a Crescent Falchion +2. Let's go and give it a go.
Crestfallen looking towards you like, maybe talk to me again?
Yeah, I'm never speaking to him again because
Nah.
he
Don't
goes.
want you to go aggro on me.
Good night, Sin. Sorry, I missed that message. Otters and Woodland Lions to the top for me. Bottom's either Lizards or Vagabond. Haven't played anything past the Lizard expansion.
Lizard expansion
Yeah.
was the first one, yeah, with Lizard and Otters.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea of the badgers, but they seem quite complicated.
I've talked about how we shared this opinion that the rats we kind of like
Yeah,
ban
rats I
from our
think
table.
are too destabilizing.
Yeah,
It's not that they're like overpowered; it's that they're just not that fun.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be safe and ride this all the way
All
up
the way
and
up
then
and then
all the way down. It's the same route as the PC game.
like
if the-
Steam, like the digital version, or is there another game called?
Yeah, if it's like a board game where you play as like cats, birds, and other things in a big forest, then yeah. I mean, I don't know that there's any other. games
we
that
are
called
big
the same
fans of
thing.
the digital version.
Yeah, the digital version's really fun.
Although it currently only has 2 of the expansions.
I think,
What?
yeah,
the
maybe.
antipathy of
Not the one
blacksmith?
yet.
Then show me some coin.
And show me some
It's funny
coin.
that it has the Clockwork expansion, which is like, well, why would I want this? I can already play against the AI as is like in the game originally. But anyway,
I only have 3 shards of Dark Moonstone. I need 4 to upgrade it. I could item dupe, but
Domus Caligari is also a tabletop role-playing game for Roots. Yes, they made a TTRPG for Roots as well. I've not tried it yet. I've only played the board game.
there we go. I can't do anything here. I could just go and kill some enemies to get 400 souls, though. Or 300. Why do I only need 300 now? What happened
Maybe
there?
someone fell off an edge.
Possibly.
Free. This might take a while. Number 3.
Yeah, This isn't as efficient as I was hoping.
4. Oof.
Ooh, 4
Upgrade.
souls. Was he the bag holder? I think you only get rocks from them the first time you kill them. Right. Let's just go to Valley of Defilement then.
Yeah, I haven't worked strong enough for... Shrine of Storms, I think, is the hardest first area, and we cleared that, so...
Yeah, probably. I think it's one of the... I mean, this is quite long as well, but I think Shrine of Storms is, like, quite long. I'm lucky that I didn't die. I often die to Vanguard because I get cocky whilst the Storm Beasts are, like, firing
Yeah.
at me. And then I sometimes die to that Black Phantom right before that.
Ed and Baldwin seem to be doing in that screen.
Yeah, I love that Ed and Baldwin seem to have some kind of rivalry. They don't really like each other. I also like that, like the Stonefang people, they're sort of covered in scales. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's less obvious on Baldwin, but Ed is like very scaly. I think it's like they're either
conditions and
born
Stonefangs
or
and-
becoming draconic through
Yeah.
like through working with weapons. I think like it doesn't ever draw attention to that or kind of like explain why that is. I just like that that's a cool kind of thing. Edwin and Baldwin, heartless and nobody. So true. Right, Son of the Chieftain. So I hope you like Poison Swamps. To be fair, the first area of Valley of Defilement, I think, does the Poison Swamp kind of
Best they ever
interestingly
did
in
it.
that it's more like you're working your way down through like a shanty town rather than
Like Blighttown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like the top of Blighttown, but I think Valley of Defilement makes more effort to make it seem like a place that people sort of live, whereas Blighttown doesn't feel like a town at all. Like, where does anybody live in Blighttown is not clear at all.
And those jars, there's a guy in a jar.
Yeah, I like the atmosphere of Valley of Defilement a lot. It's all rainy and damp, and like it looks kind of gross. So you're already sort of primed to have like a quite a visceral sort of disgust at the place, which I think is like quite fitting with the theme of like Maiden Astraea's story. In dying, he just like threw his body at me.
A renowned hero. Couldn't even make it past the second guy. Some renown.
Some hero. The way the guys scream here is also a noise that's kind of stuck in my head. See you later. Morning Star. I don't know why, but I always used to think Morning Star's like a really cool weapon.
Yeah, as a
Then-
kid, I thought, especially like flails that have like a morning star head.
Oh,
was like
yeah,
the coolest
yeah.
medieval weapon.
I wonder how practical they ever were.
Probably not. It just gets stuck on shit all the time.
Yeah. Anything that you need to swing around means that like 50% of the time the weapon's in the wrong configuration to actually attack with.
I mean, also like maybe half the time you hit a guy and he goes ow, but then the head just gets stuck in him. And
Yeah.
It's like, oh, now I just lose.
Some grass. Talisman of God.
If you want to see God.
If you want to see God. Yeah, it was that last time we were in Glasgow. There was like a
The
street
time before
preacher.
last, I think. but yeah.
Maybe the time before last. Yeah, there was like a street preacher who was like said something like, "If you want to see God," and I was like,
Fuck, is that
Jesus
flat?
Christ,
Yeah.
man. Oh yeah, drinks.
Yeah, you need to drink. Look, I'm almost lacking. you
Look,
here.
I'm just burning people to death in their own homes, okay? Drink me. Thomas Caligari, you're already kind of primed to have a visceral disgust at the place. See also Swansea.
Never been.
Never been, but I'll take your word for it.
Insert like a town that I don't like
Yeah.
Skegness or something.
You don't like Skeggy?
You like Skegness?
Not really.
Okay.
Not particularly. Silk, this is basically my walk home after I finish at work. The decay, the ruin, mutants screaming at me. Oh, I'm sorry, Silk. Right, enough appreciating the scenery. Let's forge on. Are any of these guys alive? No? Good. Just want to check back here. Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. Ooh. A little out of bounds action going on there.
Oh. Explain that Varty video.
Shout out to the YouTube channel like Boundary Break, I think it's called, that like mods games to like use mod the camera so they can go out of bounds and like see what stuff is outside of the viewpoint. I think it's really fascinating stuff. And it's like not only insightful as to like, you know, the Easter eggs that the developers put elsewhere in the levels, but also like how games are made. Like I love that I think MGS1 Twin Snakes, the way some of the mirrors or like glass works. Oh no, I think it's the way the whiteboards achieve a reflective look is that there's an entire level modeled
Yeah.
behind them.
It's the same in Crash Bandicoot. Whenever
yeah.
it's reflective ice, is that there's another Crash,
Yeah.
beyond, and there's just a window to look at him.
Magic missile! Magic missile! Magic missile! Bit of a redundant design here. So someone put that plank there thinking like, I don't want to walk all the way
Stuff
that.
like that exists in real life all
That's
the time.
true,
Like
yeah.
a road and then a bit of grass, which clearly has footprints over it, where people take the shortcut and walk over the grass.
I think one of these guys isn't actually dead and is going to climb up when I walk past him. This is something I don't know whether this has been done in other Souls games. Of like, there we go, he's up now. Of like enemies pretending to be dead and they climb
They
up.
did
It
do
only
that
happens the
in-
first time through this level. On subsequent run-throughs, they're all alive. I think we've reached the point where you can just call me Domus. Or Domus. Good. I'm glad we've graduated to that level of familiarity.
Insects just chilling.
Yeah, that's like I like how they look 3D from this angle, but then
They are clearly not.
they're clearly just a texture. Face me. No, not like that. Ah, shit.
Nice try.
That's not fair. You're not allowed to clearly bamboozle me. Now... Yeah, I didn't want to fall down that. Jesus, it's like raining guys. Normally, I'd be all for such a thing. Please climb up this ladder. This is how I win.
Good.
The day is mine.
Crescent moon grass busted. We don't even use that shit anymore.
Now, do we want to jump down here into that pile? There's a bunch of guys that attack you. When
Now,
you
if it were
go
me,
there.
I would adopt an unhealthy habit of using crescent moon grass until I had no crescent moon grass left.
What, to be like fully
To, resource sensitive.
I mean, you can when you... Yeah.
Like, there's two mindsets when it comes to games when you pick up a new weapon, right? That seems cool, which is, oh, I should save this for when I really need it, or should I use it right away until it's done?
Yeah. I think, like, yeah. I mean, the min-maxy way to do it is to be like, well, whilst I'm safe, I'll use up all my smaller healing items first. And so that I have, like, the bigger healing items for when I really need it in, like, a tense moment. But I'm not very clever, so I don't usually play that way.
I mean, it's also not clever to do it that way because everything gets classified into a safe moment essentially, and you just never end up using the best.
Yeah,
items.
I mean, I am bad for like in JRPGs and stuff. I never I never use potions and stuff because I'm always like, well, I never use like elixirs because I'm like, oh, what if I really need it in the middle of a battle? And I never reach a point where I'm like, I really need this.
My
So I always
inventory just full of like consumable potions. Just like, oh, I'll remember to use that, and I just never do.
Yeah, I mean, like, I always end up in the situation where I stockpile these items for a rainy day. Oh yeah, I don't actually know where that one is though.
Just hang out in the haystack. Lads. Sleep over in the haystack.
Shard of Faint Stone. I think it might have been that place I needed to... Yeah, I think the Crystal Lizard might have been out there somewhere.
I can still hear it. It's not been scuttling away yet.
Huh. Well, I don't quite know how to get to it. I think the only items it has are Faint Stone though, because like this area, being as it has a connection to, because Saint Astraea is here. There's like a kind of holy aspect to this place. So it drops Faint Stone, which is useful for upgrading weapons at scale with faith, and seems we do not gotta have faith.
Would a third reaction to getting a new weapon, which is what would this taste like?
What would this taste like?
We haven't talked about what the later stages of Moongrass will taste like. We talked about how Crescent Moongrass tastes like. To you, mint. To me, coriander.
Yeah.
What do you think late Moongrass?
Late
or half
Moongrass,
tastes like?
I think, tastes like vanilla because it just sort of looks like it. When we get like full moon and new Moongrass, I'll have to look at it closely. What do you think? What weapon? like what weapons? What would it taste like? Is an interesting question. What fantasy weapon do you think would hurt the most to be killed by? Or like what like weapon from like anime or like a video game?
I need to think about it. There's that one from Star Trek that the
What, the Batleth?
No, not the Batleth. There's an episode where Data is like kidnapped by a guy who collects like rarities from across the universe, and he has a kind of disruptor that like apparently feels like you're being fucking killed for 1,000 years, essentially, like you're being sarlacked. And Data is about to use it on the guy before being transported out of there. Well, because the guy uses it on like a woman to try and like blackmail Data into staying, and Data's about to use it on him before he gets transported out of there by the Enterprise. But that would be quite bad from the way they describe it.
I need to be calm, and I need to fetch the Royal Lotus. I need to take it, and then heal.
Another one for Star Trek, the fucking spike glove that Tasha Yar has to use in her duel against the racist caricature of an African tribe.
What?
There's like a poison glove that she has to fight another woman with.
Whatever the weapon that hurts the most would be the one wielded by the one I love. Please like.
So true. If you
It's kind of how the Dalek's laser works. It's set to just under instant kill to prolong the agony of the victim to its maximum while still being efficient. The slow phaser. I think... there's a bunch of weapons in Oblivion which look like they really hurt to get hit by.
Yeah, I'm trying to think just based on shape. I'm certain somewhere in the back of my brain I have a few that I just like.
What's the Arbiter's sword from...
Spinning sword?
Yeah.
I think that'd be
I think that would
fairly
hurt.
painless.
You think so?
Not
I think
painless, but
it's like
as
searing plasma, like being jammed into your body.
I think if a knife is being jammed into your body, you're not like, oh, it's hot too. Like,
I think I would be.
okay. Like, I think at that point the adrenaline would take over. I'm thinking of something that's more like, I don't know. It's not just like a quick entry, like a blade, like Path of Least Resistance. It's like jammed into you rather than schnicked.
Unfortunately for me, these Saints robes are way better than the stuff I was wearing, so I might put them on. How do we think? Do I look too holy?
A little holy. Like, they're not...
I kind of like my wizard's robes, even though they're a lot worse. The Morgul blade.
Yeah, the Morgul blade is bad. It, like, fucking... The tip of it, like, is left in you. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
The purple spike gun from Halo.
Oh, the Needler. Yeah, because they stay in you, and then if there's enough of them, they explode.
Yeah. Oh, I wonder where you got to. The filthy woman.
Won't you buy something? My poor child is hungry.
Filthy woman.
You don't deserve to die.
Oh, that's very kind of you to
Let me
say.
give you some advice. This place
I
is
can see you on as a
buzzing
Twitter
with
user.
pests, fattened on a diet of souls. In order to protect yourself, you must keep a lotus with you. The price of survival can never be too high, can it?
Doggo Destroyer of Fields is now following. Thanks for following. So, did the sound go off?
I didn't look.
God damn it.
Sorry, I should actually pay attention.
Can chat confirm for me
Did
whether...
it go whoosh sound?
Sexy boy.
Yeah.
Right, let's see. Price of survival, what is it? I think the price of survival is quite high. 2,000 for the Plague Healing Lotus? I do have one left, so I'll not buy that for now. I think I've got plenty of Royal Lotus as well.
Curses, I wasted my breath on you. Did that witch send you to torment me?
I have no idea who you're talking about. So these rats can inflict plague on you, which is why she's like posted up right here. I think she's introduced you to rats, honestly. Ah, there goes the crystal lizard. I just saw it in the distance. I think it's probably worth going back up there to see if I can get across there. So, you just got back. The crystal lizard, I saw it and it scurried away.
That's fine, as long as it went away undamaged.
Yeah, I didn't attack it.
You know how we had a Chinese takeaway yesterday?
Yes.
I wish it was here again.
Yeah. I had the rest of mine this morning, or like earlier today, and it was very nice.
I'm just thinking, I would love some satay vegan fish right now.
Why did I come back up here? Oh yeah, I was going to drop down. If I die from this, I will be very upset. Let's see if I can just fall down slowly, maybe.
Whoa.
Hell yeah!
Combo wombo.
Multi-kill.
Again, a haystack, it's why the sleepovers happen.
He's dead already. Good. Good.
What knows?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I don't get jumped by any enemies first. A blessed mace plus one.
And everything.
Now, what's this? Storied soul. Away with you.
Did the
Look at those
little
moves.
staff attack there?
Yeah. I accidentally held forward while I was attacking. Operate.
Would have been the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing people to eat all their takeaway last night and save none for the morning. Now you did save some of yours for the morning.
did, yeah.
I have been like
I think my tummy has gotten smaller because I was just really struggling last night.
like maybe like a month ago we just we decided, you know what, it's better to just eat our entire takeaway on the night and then have a fresh start the next day because we're both on a diet as well, so we don't want to
Yeah.
like elongate our high calorie count. But now a month later I'm like, maybe it's not, maybe I should go back to saving leftovers.
Yeah, I think as
I
long
think
as it's not like, I mean, when we order pizza, like there was a time where we used to order pizza and we would get like the biggest possible pizza we could order and we would just eat it for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
I feel like that's probably not a good idea.
I
'cause
don't
it's
like-
just
yeah,
like 3 days of eating very like a lot of bread and cheese. But like I feel like what I did today, because I've eaten nothing except
Apart
for
from those
half,
leftovers, yeah.
half, well, 3/4 of a takeaway.
It's about half. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Because I had like last night I had vegan squid rings and yeah, maybe I think just under half of my takeaway, like of my like noodles and fish, and then today I've had the rest of the noodles and fish. I think that's fine. But yeah, well, we used to do, which was like order shit tons of food on a Friday and then just graze on it through the weekend.
I will
Probably
say,
not so great.
me wanting to have the takeaway again is just because I'm drunk. If I was sober, I'd be like, I'm totally fine I'm totally happy that I ate all my takeaway last night, but
Doggo Destroyer. Why save tummy full for later when you could do tummy full now? It's dog math. What's vegan squid made from? I don't know.
Don't ask. I assume either.
I mean,
soy or
I'm
seitan.
not vegan or even vegetarian, although I tend to just
You
not
are just
eat a lot.
effectively because we live
I
together.
effectively
yeah.
am because I mean I spent a lot of my life vegetarian, because my mom was, so I didn't eat meat until I was like 8 years old or something, and I've probably spent more of my life not eating meat than I have spent eating it, and now I tend to just not eat that much because you're vegan, so we don't buy a lot of meat. I get fish every now and then, but yeah, I forgot where I was going with this because I'm getting a bit drunk now. But yeah, I don't really care what stuff is made out of. I just tend to not eat meat. But I'm not like opposed to it. Like when we go around to your mom's house, if she's got like, oh, I have some like, I don't know, like so if she's cooked something and she's like, I have some leftovers, do you want some? I'm like, sure. I don't care what's in it. Yeah, I forgot where I was going with this.
I don't know.
Cool
I'm
story,
sorry,
Merle.
Yeah.
You eat just fucking anything.
I mean, when we like go on holiday as well, you just let loose.
Yeah. Oh yeah, when we went to Japan, I was fully like, I'm gonna eat fucking anything that crosses my path. Ow.
Big guy.
Ow. He killed me.
We'll take a look at what happened.
Well, take a look at what happened. Yeah. He doesn't look big from where he is, where you're standing. Right, yeah. Okay, time to rush through this area. I find Valley of Defilement one of the hardest areas, and it's because I think I tend to... I don't play characters that have like big stagger weapons or like hyper armor, and those big guys are really tough. And of course you can just fall off and die. Like, I think it's as interesting as well that if you play the levels in the order that I've been playing them, Bolitarian Palace has like no instant death hits. Well, actually I say that, it does. But it has one, it's very hard to find. Stonefang has a couple of places where you can fall into like death. Latria has quite a few. Shrine of Storms has a bunch, and then this place, the whole danger of it is that there's lots of instant death fields. So it is kind of like an escalation of how careful you need to be with your footing throughout the game. Where am I being attacked from? You? Stop that. Oh god. Oh god. Luckily they're stupid. These combos I'm getting off on these guys. Ah, don't kill me! Flawless. Yeah, I wanted to kind of draw attention to, as we navigate through this level, it's not laid out like you'd expect a town to be, but I think that it's nice that there's at least like little like buildings and rooms and stuff that could conceivably be like living quarters for people. Blighttown in Dark Souls I think is a lot weaker for that, in that it's like a lot of very precarious like walkways and ladders and bridges. It just doesn't really feel like like it was ever a place that people lived. Whereas this feels like it may once have been. I don't know, that's not that doesn't make this place automatically better. I just think, like, I don't know, this place has more of an identity than Blighttown. Blighttown feels like a video game level. This place feels like an environment to me. Leave me alone. Having a giant enemy who looks regular sized when you see him because of a perspective trick is a 10 out of 10 joke by FromSoft. Yeah, I think it's a very clever trick. Because he is just like a bigger version of the other enemies in this area. Can I do the same trick I did last time? And just shoot these guys from up here. Apparently so. Oh god! This is not what I wanted to happen. This is the one thing we didn't want to happen. Splendid. Oh, those guys are dead. Think you can get upgrade materials from these enemies? Like, I remember farming them for an achievement. Oh, I want the fire miracle still equipped to deal with all the rats. Fire spell and he's not miracle. Fucking hell. I haven't got the right Lotus equipped. Widow's Lotus. Good. I want to lock onto this guy if possible. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. You devious bastards. Firebender Merle. Thomas, on the topic of perspective tricks, has anyone played Superliminal? I want to play it because it looks kind of cool, but I have not played it. I played Viewfinder, which I thought was a really good gameplay mechanic. So Viewfinder, great game. One of the things I didn't like about it was some of the voice acting. I thought the line delivery of a lot of the lines was bad. I loved the cat who follows you around. I thought his voice acting was great, but everyone else kind of annoyed me. But yeah, I love the gameplay mechanic of Viewfinder. I did find that most of the levels, and I don't want to sound like I'm some kind of genius. I found that most of the levels weren't as challenging as I wanted them to be. There were some really cool ideas being developed. Like, it was like Portal in that you start to think in a different way and you start to kind of like, wrap your head around the puzzle solving. But basically none of the puzzles in that game had me stuck for as long as I was stuck on puzzles in Portal. And I think being stuck in those games and trying to figure out what you're doing is the game. And then the fact that I was never really stuck for what to do except for like maybe 1 or 2 times in Viewfinder, I think is something of a shortcoming of the game. Like level gimmicks are introduced and then kind of like they don't really recur that much, and they're not developed on in a satisfying way. But I really loved the game. I thought it was really fun. I heard the voice acting in Viewfinder was a bit divisive. It's a little bit cringe. There's no kind way to put it. It's a little bit too sort of... There's a bit too much energy in it. And yeah. Some of the voice acting was really good. Some of it was just a bit like, overselling it, I think. Right, let's not die to this guy again. Ow. He really hurts. Now, I think there's guys up there that, like, fall down behind you, so if you were to run towards this guy... Yeah, here they come. If you run towards this guy thinking he's just a normal-sized enemy, he's not. He's really big and powerful, and then these guys also drop down behind you. Nasty little trick there. Oh god. Oh god. I am dead. Fuck. I think this is why I find Valley of Defilement quite difficult, is because they do rely on that trick of just like bum rushing you with like a load of enemies that all stun you. And then like it catches me out even on my, you know, God, I have no idea how many playthroughs in this game I've done. Silken Woodabur saying Umbasa. You meant to say ability shortage.
Yeah, sorry.
Fuck! I fell. I'm always terrified of falling in this level because I know that it can mean just instant death. Okay. So time to talk about one of my favourite things. Has anybody been playing Grand Blue Fantasy Versus Rising? And has anybody got any takes on the new character Versusia? I think she's got a really cool design. She's the most unique character added to the game so far, I think, besides 2B. She has a ton of health. She does loads of damage. And has, I think, the slowest normals in the game, but makes up for it in having some of the furthest reaching normals and like special abilities. I think she's kind of cool. I think she's a bit overpowered, but it's partially because, you know, new character, people don't know the matchup. But I also think she's kind of like, as with a lot of DLC characters in fighting games, kind of broken powerful to incentivize you to want to buy them. I think I don't believe for a second that they don't do this knowingly, of like introducing new characters and just making them crazy powerful.
Introduce them strong and nerf them down.
Yeah, like that's what happened to Beatrix, that's what happened with Lucilius, that's what happened with 2B. They are introduced to the game. It didn't happen so much with Vayne.
I mean, it's also kind of like, it could be an accounting for like, you know, people have been playing the base game characters since day one, so they've gotten naturally better at the characters than they will be with the new characters. Therefore, new characters have to be strong to compete.
Yeah, they've got to be stronger in order that, like, you know, because you're going to be less familiar with their like.
And then once
gameplay.
people have learned how to play them, then they can
Then
kind
you
of
nerf
tweak the
them
numbers
down.
down a bit to make it so they're actually...
That's an interesting. I had never really thought about that aspect of it. That's probably true as well. But I do like that the fact that one of the characters I've been learning to play, Beelzebub, is a kind of natural counter to Vesusia in that one of her things, she's a zoner, so she wants to kind of like keep you at bay with her like long range attacks and then rush you down when you're like nearly dead. Beelzebub can counter that really goodly, not really badly. Oh yeah, he can counter it really well because he has a teleport. So he can just teleport through all the bullshit and then get right up in her face and do his game plan. Yes, yeah. So, Thomas, if you play Granblue, Granblue Fantasy Versus Rising, please DM me and let's play. I love that game a lot, and will always jump at the opportunity to play it some more.
And if that wasn't enough
Like
incentive-
sometimes when people say like, "Oh, do you want to play some Guilty Gear?" I'm like, it's a bit of a stressful game. It's But whenever anyone's like, "Do you want to play some Granblue?" I'm like, "Yes, please."
And if that wasn't enough incentive, this season, the end game of the Battle Pass is that Belial has a costume where he's basically in lingerie.
Yeah, Belial has a costume where you can see his whole ass. Who wouldn't want that? The horniest character in the game. I do love, like, if you beat Beelzebub as Belial, the end screen is Belial saying, like, "Oh, you slinking back to your domain to lick your wounds. Mind if I lend my tongue?" That's like, whoa. Also, I beat the arcade mode as Beelzebub today and saw the horniest art I've ever seen in the game so far. I did that literally just before the stream, and I haven't had a chance to admire it in the gallery, so I'll be doing that after this stream. Oh, fuck off. I'm poisoned. Got poison. Actually, I don't have the healing item. Royal Lotus, okay. Oh god. There we go. Right. Bam. Thomas, I shall have to take you up on that at some point. I'm still a beginner when it comes to Granblue. Also Silk. That's crazy. Who would play for that reason? Mm-hmm.
I've only played. I do actually have the full game on Steam because mainly so you could play it on my Steam Deck.
Yes.
But also I did play a bit, and the only character I really got into was Belial. So I do kind of want to play this season just to get the naked Belial skin.
Yeah, it's not hard to grind out the battle pass, but I would suggest starting sooner. I mean, if you want, you can just get me to play. I can do the daily missions quite easily. They are just things like spend meter, so they're not like difficult to do. You don't even need to win games. This is getting a bit crazy. There's too many guys. Oop. You just levitate for a second.
T-pose over your enemy.
Yeah. Assert my dominance by T-posing on him. Ellie, I'll fight you, Pepsi Dog.
I got nothing. I cannot fight anyone. I cannot even fight like Like earlier today, you're like the arcade mode is so easy because the NPCs don't know what they're doing, and I'm like, yeah.
I think you would. I told you to go and like try Belial's like combo trials, and you did a lot of them, but there was one where you like couldn't quite hit the link. And honestly, I find some of Belial's like combos quite hard. I don't know whether that'll have changed. They apparently buffed him quite a lot. Because I saw a lot of streamers were like, "Oh my god, he's like the most popular character at Master Rank at the moment," and they buffed him. What the fuck are they doing?
I thought more people played other characters.
Just before the patch released, he became suddenly like loads of people started playing him and like mastering him. I think like his like gimmick of like he's got a parry, like a unique auto counter. Yeah, I think that's not that useful at higher tiers. Because most higher tier players, like and are better. Their reactions are better, and they know the counterplay to that kind of stuff. But I think like just the frame data on some of his attacks is just like generally good. There's my souls. Did I get that? Oh yeah, I went into this room and I got killed. Ow! Ow. Oh, I see how it is.
I do kind of want to get Siegfried to go as well, which I did on my first time playing. But I only played like maybe 5 characters when I first tried, and I've always been was one that makes the most sense to the way that I would play.
Siegfried is a really good character. He's been fucking dodging nerfs since day one as well, because I think he's really powerful. He has a special that ends in a stance, which lasts for a few seconds, and gives you like an auto parry at the end of it. So what you do is you triple attack, you end with that special, and then if the enemy attacks you, you instantly like continue the combo. Or I think it ends the combo, but you get an auto like counter attack. Or you can do one of 2 other follow-ups. One is a grab, and one is like just continues the combo, I think. That's a really nice like an auto mix to have as part of your your toolkit. It's like brainless. You just do that, and then you push one of the buttons, and if they don't guess, it literally forces your opponent to play rock paper scissors. I mean, if they see you do the stance and they know that you're not going to push a button to follow it up, they can just run up and grab you. But like, it will carry you, I think, to like A or S rank just using that ability, because it requires your opponent to know what they're doing. So yeah, I think Siegfried is a really powerful. They did nerf him, like they ruined his fireball a little bit, which was already one of the more powerful fireballs in the game, so kind of deserved, honestly.
I liked Belial's fireball.
Yeah, Belial's fireball is one of the better in the game as well.
Because there's 3 different, like you can use it light, medium, heavy, obviously.
Yeah, you can change the direction of it mid-air. That's something that Grimner's fireball can do as well, and I think it is Grimner's fireball. I think is the best in the game, because you can stop it where it is to form like a little wall. You can accelerate it to like catch opponents out, or you can just let it rock and it will fade away, or you can change its trajectory to jump up into the air to catch jumping opponents. It is the most flexible fireball in the game.
I felt like when I was playing Belial in like training mode, felt like the heavy, medium, light of his fireball were all for like different situations, but I was very much approaching it like Bart Simpson, being like, "Hey, good old rock, nothing beats rock."
Nothing beats that.
And I would always just heavy it, like.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like the patch notes for some of the characters recently were like, oh, the heavy version of these skills just overshadows the other versions, so we've made either the other versions better or like the heavy version worse. And it's because it is just like good old heavy version. Nothing beats that.
Marrows though.
But yeah, like Grimner's 2-2H, where he sets his wind crests, was so good that they just nerfed it. They made it from an 8-second cooldown to a 10-second cooldown, which at first I was really dooming about because I was like, oh my god, that just makes it unusable. It doesn't. You just throw 2 extra fireballs, and that will spend the time between the cooldowns, so it's not that bad. Worms. Yeah, leeches.
Leechman.
Yes, Leechmonger is the first boss of this area, which we are now approaching. I think there's some more, healing stuff there. Now, I am going to cheese Leechmonger out, because going and fighting him at ground level is really tough.
Now, I don't particularly care for any of the final bosses until Maiden Estrella. I think they're both kind of boring.
Yeah, Leechmonger and Dirty Colossus are kind of just the same thing. They're just sort of like big, gross monsters. So I think if you stand just here...
Not just there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just here is fine.
I think to me, Leechmonger tastes like mince.
Mince?
Yeah. Thomas is saying 30 pennies. I think mince and onions. Oh nice, there you go. That's the safe spot.
Yeah. The problem is Leechmonger does regenerate his health.
Yeah, but I mean he's only 3/4 there. Any licorice bosses so far we've faced.
Yeah, I think Phalanx tastes like licorice.
Now that you've beaten it, what do you think Leechmonger tastes like?
I think Leechmonger tastes like... I want to say Coca-Cola after you've cleaned a penny in it.
Like metallic Coca-Cola.
Yeah, kind of like Coca-Cola, but as you're drinking it, you're like, I shouldn't be. Yeah, that was Leechmonger. What a great boss. He's way harder if you actually do. Oh shit! If you can.
He's Guna's nemesis.
Yeah.
Edge's delight.
Yeah, if you actually work your way down here to fight him at with melee, he's way harder.
Leechmonger in the morning, Guna's warning. Leechmonger in the night.
Guna's delight.
Edge's delight.
Edge's delight. Oh, that's good. Yeah, he's way harder to fight if you actually come down here and try to a great club.
Classic. What do you prefer between a large club and a great club?
I like a great club, I think.
I agree.
No, actually, no. Yeah, no. So, what would you rather have a big sandwich or a sandwich that is nice, like a great sandwich?
Probably a great sandwich.
Yeah, exactly.
State of mind.
Precisely. I would rather have something really delicious, and then I want more when it's finished, rather than just it's just enormous, but it's Wriggling Demon Soul.
Guna's warning.
Rusty Pepsi. Right. Time to level up.
Then soul of the mind.
The next breakpoint is 24, I think. Don't know whether I'll be able to level up that many times. I think I'll only get 2 level ups out of this.
I think you might as well go to either magic or a bit. You've really only been using one spell, I will say, so.
Yeah.
I don't think you need the next.
I don't need the extra spell slots, but I do want. It's more that it gives you more max magic, which is what you want. You want more maximum.
Well, surely that's continuous anyway. So one point in that is.
Yeah, that's true.
You have your wits about you.
Poison Cloud.
Poison Cloud, yeah, I think that's what we want to spend Leechmonger's soul on. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, do I have any... I wanted to buy protection from him. Storied and Renowned. Is that going to be enough? Oh, easy, yeah.
Thank you, as promised. I was defeated and captured by the Golden Elder beyond that dungeon. Beware of him, for he manipulates souls.
Don't you
He
manipulate
has
souls?
power over dark souls.
Dark Souls?
What?
Susceptible to madness and
It's a
paranoia.
party video.
Those susceptible to madness and paranoia.
Bring me more demon souls when you can. I patiently await you, my fine magician friend.
Excellent stuff. Oh, I actually can use the... I can use Adjudicator Shield now. Good, we're still rolling good. Die. That's what I need to do next. Don't want to... So you can already see in the corner the Nexus, the little eye is like turning to black because the Nexus world tendency is getting darkened every time I die here. But like I said, doesn't matter. Woo! To-do list 1, die. Go and fetch my souls again. I'm also just going to retweet that we are still streaming. There we go. I don't know whether anyone confirmed for us in the chat that the stream alerts are working.
I assume they are. Again, we're fishing for follows here by being like, could someone
Can
follow
someone
while I'm
follow or
looking at the
subscribe?
volume
'Cause
so I
that
can
would-
see that it
yeah.
actually is broadcasting?
That would be cool.
I'm keeping a close...
I don't want to take anything, I want to deposit. I do not care for Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, because I'm not going to be using them. Probably don't need Black Turpentine either, to be honest.
I saw a blip on the desktop audio, so I assume the sound happened. Someone just followed. I didn't see who it was. I hope you can
Oh,
look at it.
Ellie is now following.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. It might be a bit quiet. I might turn it up a bit.
Sexy boy.
Right.
Thank you,
Next
Ellie.
time someone follows, you'll be deafened. So.
Well, don't say that.
You have a heart of gold. Don't let them take it from you.
That is a line that's just like stuck in my craw for years.
Whereas I prefer my fine magician.
My
friend.
fine magician friend. I need to reopen the stream manager on my phone. Right, well, we've done every first area of every world now. We've kind of got our choice of where to go next. I want to do Boletaria, second world.
Yeah, get to Tower Knight.
I want to kill the dragon because it's really convenient to do so. But it is also extremely boring.
Or we could just simmer down the stream by firing arrows at a dragon over and over again.
I'm not going to be firing arrows. I'll be
Firing spells. Sorry.
magicking him.
If anyone wants to further discuss the balance of factions in the board game route,
Or the
state
meta
of play of Granblue
Fantasy versus Rising.
Or if anyone the state of play of Deadlock as well, I can discuss.
I have to sit that one out because I don't really know much about it.
You've looked over my shoulder sometimes.
Yeah, I've
You've got
watched
a
you
good
playing
enough
it a few
idea.
times, but you do play the same hero most
Quite
of the time.
a lot.
So
Yeah, like 7.
I've only seen the guy with the dustbin.
Yesterday I
overhead.
played 4 different heroes, so not paying attention.
Sorry. I had a lot on my plate yesterday, alright? Yeah, let's try and kill this dragon. I don't... yeah, I can do it. It will be boring, but let's do it. Gastraf called out for being a 7 spammer. Oops.
Listen, Gastraf, you were there the whole time. You know I played Haze, Grey Talon, and Geist as well, so... Don't fucking step to me calling me a 7 spammer.
What, is it shameful to play 7?
No, it's probably as shameful to play any hero over and over again.
I mean, that's... yeah. In Overwatch, they used to
Listen.
call it being a one-trick.
Listen, Gastraf, if you see my name and think 7, it's because I fucking whip sack as 7. It's not because I only play 7.
That's when you leave an impact, when you're 7. Who's this over here?
Hello? You yonder. Over here. It's me, Ostrava.
He's not 7 out of 10, he's 10 out of 10.
Again surrounded by evil warriors. Could you, perhaps,
Evil
help me
warriors.
one last time?
It's you on Twitter.
Look at me again, surrounded by evil warriors. Yeah,
This is you.
my Twitter
The Lord's
experience.
path, just down yonder, has degenerated into a feeding ground for flying dragons. Have your wits about you.
Sure thing. Let's see if we can rescue Ostrava again. So I think this rescue has a lot lower stakes to it, because you just have to, like, get to him and not let him die afterwards. But it's quite, like, the process of getting to him, also because I'm doing magic damage, attack right through these guys' shields. Yeah, the process of getting to him means clearing out a lot of the enemies that can kill him. Whereas when you rescue him the first time...
Me against a Roman Legion formation using a magic sword. Where's your phalanx now?
Yeah, exactly. You didn't account for magic damage.
When me and the boys form a perfect shield wall, but then the enemy approaches with a magic sword.
Magic sword. Big rock. We don't want to get caught by that.
Seems bad.
So, ooh, a wooden catalyst. Just worse than the metal catalyst we have, I think. Now what we want to do is position ourselves. I think Soul Ray is probably our best spell here as well.
You got him.
Did I hit him?
It trailed off of him afterwards, so I think so.
Let's see.
So this is the rest of the stream. So if anyone has
I know that I
any
hit
topics of discussion to talk about, go right ahead.
I definitely. Oh, I hit him there.
We got him, yeah. I'm going to turn the volume of the game down a little since it's quite loud for this bit, and we'll just be here for a while.
Yeah. Don't think I hit him there.
There we go. Turn it back up afterwards.
Damn, missed him. I'm not hitting him. Fuck. Yeah, this is like the worst dragon fights that there's been in these games. Merle and Pepsi, what are your favorite savory snacks? I like wasabi peas. I think they're really nice.
Yeah, in terms of ones you can just buy from the shop, like ready to go.
I quite like those Marmite cashew nuts we had a while ago.
Yeah, those are good. Trying to think. So I know what my like sort of sweet and savory is, which is just pre-packaged popcorn. I love as a snack. Like, since we're on a diet, what I eat as a snack mainly is either rice cakes or vegan chicken, like packaged.
Yeah, I quite like rye crackers as well.
Yeah. I mean, kettle chips are good. I fucking not pre-packaged, have to prepare, but a British cuisine staple, which is a crisp sandwich, might be one of the old timers. Buttered bread and then like either Doritos or kettle chips between that.
Oh,
can't go wrong.
Marmite cashews are godlike. Agree.
The
no, I said it, so of course.
The Everyman cinema that's in town have like some salt and pepper cashews that go fucking crazy, but they're expensive. So
yeah, cashews are also like have like a.
I like
nuts in general have like a surprising amount of.
Thomas just talked about salt and pepper cashews. Yeah, salt and pepper cashews go crazy.
Yeah, they have like a lot of protein though, so they're like not very good diet food.
It's not so much protein, it's just that they're incredibly calorie dense. They're like, you eat a handful and that's like 400 calories. Whereas an entire pack of vegan chicken is 200 calories, so... And filling.
That's true. Yeah, fighting dragons in this game sucks so bad.
You should have just fought him on that hill with his pal. And taken no hits.
It's more or less impossible, I think, to kill them there. I've got half his health down, though. Why did that do less damage to him? I think it matters where you hit him.
Speaking again of the Chinese takeaway, the one that we ordered from yesterday, they do salt and pepper pita breads.
Oh,
those
yeah.
go fucking crazy. That's
like
my
one
favorite.
of your, that's your favorite thing
to
from
eat,
there.
like ever. Yeah. How did Tandoor chili chips? I will look into it.
I believe they're vegan as well. Nearly dead. Well, He's nearly at a third of his health bar.
Remember when we were in I don't know what the flavour was.
Oh,
but
actually,
when
I
we
know
were-
a savoury snack that I really like. Pizza Crunch. I always get it when we go to Glasgow.
Is it a snack or is that like a day long meal?
I mean,
You eat one and that's you full for the entire like evening.
honestly, I like eating it on the night before we go to Gles Games because we drink a lot.
Yeah. It's a nice base. For
Yeah,
for your
it
drinking.
gives you a good stomach lining.
When we were in Kyoto and we had that like hotel that had the little table with 2 chairs.
Oh yeah.
And we used to get like from the konbini like soy rice crackers and then like strong zeros or the equivalent.
Oh yeah.
And then just like laugh at tweets on our phone. That was good. And those soy rice crackers were really good.
Yeah. Oh, we need to go to Japan again.
Yeah.
Just for the food.
Just for the strong zero.
Yeah, just for the fact that like beer is less than £1.
It's really cheap, yeah.
Did I get him?
No, I think he's... You immediately get the soul, I think, when he dies, right?
Oh, I hit the
hit the
rock.
wall.
I'm missing him.
Fumbling the bag.
I have throwing knives. I could try them. Hmm. No, I got him that time. Not gonna lie, I think... Yeah, there we go. Small flame scale demon soul. I think the dragon fights in Elden Ring might beat this one. Yes, I mean, I think the dragon fights in this game are bad. Dragons are basically like an environmental hazard that you can kill. They're not like an interesting enemy to sort of like combat. I think dragon fights in these games peaked with like Calamite. Although,
Well, I was going to say, my problem with Elden Ring dragon fights is if you fought Calamite, you've fought them all. Like, they basically follow that archetype from there on out for the Souls games.
yeah, I was gonna say like dragon fights in these games peak with Calamite, but it's also where the rot begins to set in because I think the Artorias of the Abyss DLC is where really like the formula that would be the thing going forward for FromSoft. That's where it settled in.
Which fight had the best dragon battles? Which game had the best dragon battles? I think I'm of two opinions. I quite like in the for the final DLC of Dark Souls 3. There's a dragon boss that is incredibly hard, like called Midir or something like that. That is kind of fun for being incredibly hard, and there is also a not a hidden boss, but a optional boss in Dark Souls 2 called the Ancient Dragon, who's just a guy you talk to, but you can just start on him for no reason. And then he's a boss fight more similar to like something like what you just did, where he's unfair. He's like, all of his attacks essentially kill you in one hit, and he does a lot of attacks where he just tries to land on you, and I quite like that for like, it's optional for you to start on this guy for no reason. And guess what? He's huge, so he just like stomps you really easily, but you can just cheese him out over a long enough time. And I think it's kind of cool for that, but yeah. But I did like Midir in that final Dark Souls 3 DLC, even though I do think he is just like, sort of like the logical conclusion of Calamite in that he is Calamite, but harder, you know, but you have to roll better, and he has more health.
Ring of Gash resistance. Something you'd be wearing this.
Yeah, a lot of people
I'm sorry,
online are wearing this.
that was uncalled for.
We already spoke earlier about From Software's
gas trap. Whee!
Thank you. That makes twice.
I
Thanks
wasn't
to you,
keeping
I
count.
can now forge ahead. This is a token of my gratitude. Please accept it.
Dark Moongrass. What do we think Dark Moongrass tastes like? I think it tastes like those like blackjack sweets, which are kind of like licorice.
Very licoricey looking.
Yeah.
I know it's a common answer, but it does just look like licorice. What do you want me to say?
I'm not afraid to say it.
I mean,
I think Dark Moongrass looks like it tastes like licorice.
That's the thing.
Cancel
Dexter,
me if you will.
Is that as good as Dark Souls and the Soul series in general gets at dragon fights? Monster Hunter just has it beat from a base level. Like I think any Monster Hunter dragon-like fights from monsters, not dragons or whatever, is more fun than any dragon fight in a Dark Souls game. Like fighting Rathalos in any Monster Hunter game is better than Midair. Like
yeah. But I mean, like, you know, the fighting giant monsters is sort of the game for Monster Hunter, whereas like it's it's a sub mechanic in all these other games. Can you hear the dogs? Dogs are actually quite dangerous, so I'm taking it quite slow. There they are.
how are you for these, by the way?
I could use a refill. Booze me. Thank you. I told you this story for the second time earlier today, so you're going to hear it for the third time now. But the word booze in my brain is like stuck in my brain because when I was a kid, my uncle came to stay with my family, and like him and my dad like watched a Frank Sinatra movie or something, where at one point like Sinatra's character like leans in the bar and says something like says to the bartender something like, "Set him up, Joe. 3 shots, straight booze." And they were like, my dad and my uncle were like quoting this movie the whole weekend or whatever. And that week was the week that Princess Diana died. And I was a kid, so I was like, bouncing on, like my uncle was staying in the spare room. I was like bouncing on the end of his bed, being like, play with me, and he was just like half asleep, like, whatever, leave me alone, please. And my dad walked into the room and said, like, Princess Diana's died? And my uncle looked at him and just said, "Set him up, Joe. 3 shots, straight booze." And as a kid, I was just like, that's a very funny thing to say. Who's Princess Diana? But yeah, that has like installed itself into my brain now, and I can't hear the word booze without thinking of that specific moment, and also weirdly enough, the smell of my uncle. That's not to like, I don't want to throw shade or anything, but he was, I guess, like a young man.
Guy.
Oh, that's
throwing
guy,
shade on Mel's uncle. Just broadcasting to a crowd of 15. My uncle stinks.
I don't know. I just like, for some reason, I have in my head like a very distinct like impression of that moment in time, and part of that is the smell. I think smells do sort of like really sit with you. Like, when a moment like that happens, the sounds, the smells, the touches, like every sense, like your brain just sort of like opens itself to a full sensory download of what's going on.
He did go off on patrol.
Estrava, I think he's fine. He just walks up and down this hall, this like tunnel, and if he hasn't died already, I mean, he hasn't walked past me, so these dogs can kill him, but that's why I'm now clearing the tunnel out. So I think he'll be fine. Yeah, that was a fun little tangent.
Tonight's tipple is the same as last time, by the way, to Domus's comment. From a picture. Oh, hello.
It's the Filthy Man.
We meet again. Fancy that.
Oh no, it's Filthy
Hope
Man.
you find
This one's
something
called
that suits you.
Dregling Merchant. Dregling, there we go. Let's have a chat.
It is the end of Great Boletaria,
Booze
as
and
we
coke,
know
like
it.
Gash
But
Rush.
hell, at least the demons don't send us to our deaths in battle.
He said that already. Get some new patter, mate.
Yeah.
Hard times, eh? I'm sure you'll turn things around.
Well, I mean, I didn't actually look what you have for sale, so. Grass. Bombs.
Straight grass.
Straight grass.
3 joints.
Set him
Straight
up,
grass.
Joe. 3 joints. Straight grass. I kind of want the plate armor, because it's better than what I'm wearing, but it is heavy. Its heaviness slightly impedes damage generation. So yeah, that's the thing in this. Does he have any rings?
MF
No,
said
he doesn't.
impledes.
I'm sure you'll
What did I say?
You said impledes instead of
Impledes.
impedes.
Impedes. Okay. I'm a little bit drunk now. I wonder how much of this stream I'll remember.
I think you're already past the point of remembering now.
Do you think so?
Next time you'll be telling the story about straight booze again. Half an hour in.
I'll tell that story as many times as I need to. That's weird. I can hear the dogs, but I've killed them all. I don't know that they're necessarily just like a... Oh, hi,
there he is.
Strava. Don't go up here.
Yeah, well, he is.
This is bad. Not a single person left. Why on earth?
Yeah.
How did all of this happen? Father!
Father! This is bad.
Just
Father!
commenting on the state of the world and ending it with Father! I do that all the time. It's like...
Can I get some fathers in chat?
Father!
Winged spear, that's a good item to use if you're into poking from behind your shield. Dynamite VO direction. Honestly, yeah, I think the voice acting in this and Dark Souls are great.
Why did all this happen?
I don't think any of the voice acting in subsequent games really left much of an impression on me.
I like Patsy's voice acting.
Yeah, I mean, sure, yeah. It's like a recurring.
I also like Laurentius because he just sounds like just a guy. He's like the most just a guy element
Yeah.
of Filing Shrine. He's like, alright then. See you later.
Alright then. See you. Ellie, I need you to channel all your daddy issues into the next line. I like that FromSoft showcase regional UK accents. Yeah, I do like this. I love that Domhnall of Xena has like a Welsh accent.
Yeah. Aishamai.
Aishamai. A spiked shield. Hero soul. Yeah, no, I do like that. Yeah, they have like lots of regional UK accents.
As Silk says, Eileen the Crow from Bloodborne as well. A hunter must hunt.
A hunter must hunt. Yeah, I do like it. I mean, like, I am annoyed the way that like a lot of the perception of the UK abroad is like just London, basically.
And that's it.
Yeah. So I do like that. You know, some more regional accents get showcasing.
Which is funny because Game of Thrones is so popular that Sheffield should have been put on the map, but
Yeah.
it didn't happen.
Exactly. I would love to live in a world where people's perception of the UK was informed by Sharp instead of... I mean, the thing is, Sharp mostly does not take place in the UK, but I'd love it that, like... I'd love to think that Americans think of, like, a British accent and think of...
Bastard.
Yeah, bastard. I'd love that to be their, like, go-to British accent rather than, like, a Cockney. And I don't care who knows it. I don't like London.
It's alright.
I guess I'm
Like,
nothing
visited
against
it
like the
for
Cockney
one-
accent. I just I don't like that it's like one of the most sort of like go-to. And this is not necessarily the fault of like Londoners, I guess, but
I visited London 4 years ago to eat some ramen and then watch a musical, and that was fine for one day.
the typical London experience,
Yeah.
eating Japanese food. Where am I being shot from? Oh fuck! Damn. Archer's got hands.
Very funny seeing the one we had to have the all over UK accents in Final Fantasy 16 and Blade Chronicles as well. The only thing I know about Final Fantasy 16 is that it has Ralph Ineson in it, and I am Ralph Ineson's biggest fan as a fellow Leeds born. We are in a Ralph Ineson renaissance, especially when it comes to video games. So good times.
Last time I went to London was for Summer of Sonic Con. I tried to avoid the place. I mean, I try to avoid anywhere south of Sheffield. But yeah, I just don't like London that much. I think it's partially because I had a boyfriend who lived in Islington, who was a bit of a centrist wanker, honestly. I can say that now, but
like Gashraf says, a Ralph Innocence.
A Ralph Innocence.
I mean, he does I think Ralph Innocent has the best voice of all like English voice actors. Maybe biased, but. Absolute scenes.
It's so hard to kill crystal lizards, and I don't know whether it's intentional that like it's really hard to actually hit them because they're so low down to the ground, and it's meant to make you sort of panic that you're not going to get them.
2 in a row.
Domus, if they hadn't already announced who was playing Galactus in the MCU, you could absolutely tell from the first look at Galactus because he blatantly has Innocent's eyes.
He does have kind of like very distinct eyes.
Are
as
there
well,
more
sort of, like,
MCU
creepy eyes.
movies coming out? I thought they were done.
Of course. Why would they be done? It's like it's a cash cow for Disney.
I mean, I
It's
liked
like, oh,
I liked
We're done mining diamonds.
I liked Endgame or whatever because I think it has a good. I mean, I love time travel. Time travel, I'm already on board, and I think it has a really good time travel heist plot, which is really cool. I thought that was sort of like the end. Phase 34 was interesting. Phase 43 now. Free my man's Ralph. This is the boss arena, I think. I'll get my Limu grass.
Yeah, I think this
Yeah.
is Tower Knight.
Yeah, here we go. I love Tower Knight. I think it's very like iconic boss fight. I like the music. I like when he's really big. That's fun.
It is funny that all the iconic from Demon Souls in one way or another have been done again.
Yeah.
Like this idea of like, and then a bunch of like guys with range weapons appear at the sides. Guess what? The one reborn from Bloodborne did the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, it happens in basically the same boss arena as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've sort of spoiled the surprise here, but like, it turns out that coming up here and dealing with all these guys first is the key to this boss fight. because otherwise they're just constantly pelting you with arrows, and because there's no poise in this game, you get staggered every time you hit by an arrow. Makes it basically impossible to fight Tower Knight. Once again, you're sort of like encouraged to think tactically here, like, well, these guys shooting arrows at me, maybe I should deal with them first. And yeah.
Especially, you know, they can hit me while I'm fighting Tower Knight. Tower Knight can't hit me when I'm getting hit, so...
Yeah, I mean, he kind of, if you stand at the edge, he kind of can, but, like, it's hard for him. 'Cause he has, like, his spell attack like that. But...
I really like the effect of hitting Tower Knight's ankles, like the...
Yeah.
Like the compressed air that he keeps in.
Ouch. That hurt. Oh, am I dead? I'm dead. Bassa.
Ability shortage.
Ability shortage. Play Midnight Suns. It's the only Marvel media that manages to explain the expanded lore.
Midnight Suns the XCOM-like one?
I don't know anything about Midnight Suns. I just think that the logo looks kind of like the Sonnenrad, and that kind of puts me off. That's an entirely superficial reason, but I'm a pretty superficial person sometimes, so... Ouch.
It's Bifraxis, but it's not an XCOM game. See, I've only ever heard comparisons to XCOM when people talk about it.
It's a deck builder RPG. I do like Slay the Spire, but I have only played...
Maybe I remember thinking of a different game.
I have only played Slay the Spire a few times. It was one of those games where I was like, oh, this is really fun, I'd like to get more into this. And then I just never played it again.
I never got into Slay the Spire. I like completed the game once with the first guy that you get.
I think much like every roguelike, I finished the game once and was like, oh, that was great. I'll never have a run that was that satisfying to play ever again, so I can't be bothered to play this more.
I have like a broken brain, so I played it once and was like, it's okay. And then after I was like, you know, I was like, jack me, lock in,
ace me,
skip me.
Yeah, I think like that's my problem with a lot of roguelikes, is that I have a run that goes really well, and then I'm like, well, I'm never going to top that. Nothing will ever feel as good as that did. And so I just stopped playing the game.
Like sorry, I read another comment. Like Gastraf said, money's on sale. Nothing like it. Nothing beats seeing that money is in fact on sale.
Yeah, when money's on sale. That's such a cool attack. Whew.
See, my problem with Midnight Suns, and it's entirely unfair, and I'm willing to admit that, but unfortunately it is true, is that it is Marvel, and I'm sorry, but I cannot, just because of the culture that we live in, I cannot sanction Marvel. It was the very same with Marvel Snap. When everyone was telling me, listen, Marvel Snap, it's like a new card game, and that's good, and you know, it's really addictive and whatever, and you know, not just addictive, but really like competent, and it makes sense. It's made by the same guy who designed the original Hearthstone and this and that, and it's just like, I'm sorry, but it's Marvel. I can't like it.
I'm softer on Marvel, but I'm just like, I'm less interested in sort of like deck builder, roguelike, card building, like, I'm just slurring my speech right now. I'm less interested in that kind of game. I don't like roguelike games very much at all, because like I said, I have a run that goes really well, and then I'm just like, well, nothing will ever feel as good as that did. And just stop playing the game.
It's just with, I don't know, there's a thought in the back of my brain that even if if there's a deck that I really like in Marvel Snap, I'll have to say to people, I'm playing a fucking, I'm playing an Iron Man deck, and I'd be like, oh, just end it all. Like, I hate myself for saying such a thing. I'm playing a Doctor Strange deck. Just like a drill going off in my brain at the idea of announcing such a thing. Whereas if saying I'm playing, like, I don't know, a fucking Grim Patron deck and Antonidas deck from Hearthstone, it's like, that's fine. But saying, oh, I'm playing a fucking Thor deck.
Do you think you could live with yourself if you had to say I'm playing a Despia deck?
That's fine. Despia's like, you know,
branded.
Even
Despia.
though anything can be Despia, as we all know, I'd be fine playing Despia because they're not making Despia movies that are terrible and they're taking over cinema as a whole.
I have to hold my tongue about saying that I play a Traptrix deck because people think that I'm being a terrible person when I say that.
Meanwhile, I say I play Darkhold and then
man, that guy's cool.
Yeah.
I bet that guy fucks.
Imagine a world that was dark. Wow, that's crazy. That seems really cool.
Yeah, I think actually dodge rolling is probably not really there.
It's an elderly.
He's gonna fall over and his head is gonna be completely inaccessible.
That's the fucking thing, Silk. I wanted to get into MTG because it sounded cool to say I'm playing like a white something deck or a blue whatever. Like the colours like being their deck archetypes is a cool thing. And then they had it in fucking Doctor Who and Fallout and it's like, oh, this is cringe now. No.
Yeah. The fact that there's a card in Magic the Gathering called Timey-Wimey Stuff, I simply like...
Bad.
Silk was telling me about some like Magic the Gathering like back cards that have had to be banned at tournament because people came up with like there's like folklore and one of them is that there's a card which is like you pick up the card, and I'm probably telling this slightly wrong, but it's the core of it is the idea. There's a card where you pick it up and you drop it onto the board from like 3 feet above the field, and any card that it touches is destroyed. And so what someone apparently did at tournament was they played that card, stood up, ripped the card into shreds, and then sprinkled it over the entire thing so it hit everything. And that card was banned at tournament because it's like, that's
fucking pioneer, genius of modern game design.
That person deserves to be given a fucking crown. Honestly, absolute king shit. That is. It's all like Silk was saying. It's almost certainly not true.
Desperately looking to the judge, and the judge just holds up their hands and goes, "It's allowed."
I don't know. He got you there.
We didn't think they'd rip up their cards, but they did it. What am I meant to do?
The card is touching these cards. Just like the fucking the people who turned up to a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament with like 1,000 card deck, because there was no deck limit.
The deck limit,
and the deck was full of cards that were like the deck has to be shuffled.
Yeah,
and it'd be when you've got an 1,000 card deck, it takes about an hour to shuffle it. Great stuff. I love it. Demented. Let's go back to the Nexus. How do you feel about Tyler the Great Warrior from Yu-Gi-Oh? I don't know Tyler the Great Warrior.
Yeah, please give a synopsis. I'm not aware of it.
Magic is a good game, but Wizards of the Coast have been trying to bury it in rubbish for a few years now. I mean, Wizards of the Coast are gonna Wizards of the Coast,
It does feel like just such a desperate strategy to include all these properties now as part of Magic. It's like Magic seemed cool, and now it doesn't.
Yeah, it seems so much less cool now that it's got like... You can play timey-wimey stuff.
like, I know Doctor Who is like bad enough, but to my personal taste, Fallout being included is just like, ugh. Like,
I'm even like not that harsh on the timey-wimey stuff thing. I think that was a funny line when it was in Doctor Who, but the fact that it's like, yeah, featuring it in other stuff is like, ugh, it makes it less cool.
apparently Tyler the Great Warrior is a reference to Trunks.
That's cool.
Let me look up the art and I'll point it at you.
40k isn't going to include magic characters because they actually protect their brand identity. I'm going to put points into magic. Ooh, I could have put some points into endurance, that would have been good.
I keep the candles lit and serve the brave demon slayers who are trapped here. Art thou done? May thine strength help the world be mended.
I like the fact that she like pauses on that line. May thine strength. Oh, but yeah, she doesn't even pronounce the G actually. It's like strength. I'm not gonna leave it in the hands of Merle in the next stream to do this, so I'm gonna quickly
return to soul form.
Yes, that's
so yeah, apparently this card is based
on... That's the Twitter safe, the TikTok safe way of saying it. Return to soul form.
Apparently this card art is based on Future Trunks. To me it looks like fucking like Broly. He has a sword,
on his back, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's very clearly Dragon Ball inspired. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a Solid Snake card in.
Yeah, and Otacon as well.
Tactical Espionage Expert. It also has a Gradius card, and I think Option as well is like a card that you can equip to Gradius, or like Vic Viper, I think. I mean, like that. Those two make sense because it's fucking Konami. So
yeah. Konami just just like, well, we own this. Might as well.
Konami, they put Jehuti, Anubis, Vic Viper, Solid Snake, and I think Liquid Snake in Bomberman R on the Switch.
Right, yeah.
But you have to pay real money to get them.
I mean, they'll put all this shit in a pachinko machine, so why not? Like,
Yu-Gi-Oh! Has a ton of Castlevania-related cards. Domus, Future Merle can't be trusted. I'm always saying this. That guy is a fool and a buster.
Next time Future Merle will be like, did I beat Leechmonger? And I'll be like, not only, but you also beat Tower Knight.
I think a character that's an obvious reference or stand-in for another franchise can be fun and cute in another way, that just licensing another IP isn't.
I mean,
Gastraf, if Konami had any integrity, Peter Stillman would have been in Bomberman.
Surely Fat Man would be the obvious choice. Like, would be a Bomberman boss.
Fat Man and Peter Stillman, yeah. Yeah, I like it when franchises reference other franchises by having things that are very similar but sort of like in-universe versions of those things. I think that's fun. That's cute. When they literally just have like, you know, an explicit reference.
Doctor Who.
Yeah, like Doctor Who in a thing.
Like, the nice thing about the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card of Snake is that it's not called Solid Snake. It's called, like you said, Espionage Agent or something.
Tactical
like
Espionage Expert. I think that's cute. That's funny. The Gradius one is a little bit less because it's very clearly Gradius. It's Vic Viper.
The Doctor.
The Doctor.
And the whole universe united in saying one word: Doctor.
Doctor. Crossovers. So my take on fighting games. This is borrowed from stolen wholesale from Wooderburn, I think, is that I don't like when fighting games, for example, have just like the default Dave from other fighting games in, because I think it's boring for starters. But I can understand why it's done from a gameplay perspective, in that like the default Dave is usually very similar across multiple games, so they're very easy to implement in multiple games. Like, Soul Bad Guy plays the equivalent of like Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter, so of course Soul Bad Guy is a really easy character to implement in other fighting games, although he hasn't been.
Like, you know, if a game is going to have a crossover with Mario, the character is going to be Mario, and if you're lucky, Luigi as well. When what it should really be is like Mouser and Birdo.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. My girl Birdo does not get enough love, honestly.
What about Mouser? Nobody's talking about Mouser these days.
Yeah. But I've been idling here because I think I'm going to call the stream there.
We're still not even done with our picture. We've had a bit of picture left.
Drank pretty slow, but I feel like I am pretty drunk. But if anyone wants to play a bit of Grand Blue Fantasy vs. Rising against a drunk Merle, so get your wins in now.
If anyone wants to play Deadlock, I will still whip Stack as 7, even drunk. It's just in my blood now.
Is that an ironclad Pepsi Dog guarantee?
Absolutely. I'll at least get the most souls, even if we lose.
Okay. But yeah, I think good stream. We did 3 bosses. That is unprecedented progress. Oh shit, Ostrava's back here now.
Oh,
there he is.
Just crossing his arms, listening to our opinions on crossovers. Like, I actually
let's ask what he thinks about those.
Magic.
At its peak, Boletaria was a grand kingdom.
Before you start saying shit about
His knights
Boletaria.
and his subjects were modest and plain, but also steadfast.
We used to be a proper country, okay?
We used to be a real
Southern
country,
kingdom,
steadfast and plain.
Boletaria was known as paradise on earth. But look at what has become of us now. I refuse to believe that this is what Father wished for our great land.
So that's a hint at who Ostrava is.
I mean, he's already been like, Father!
Well, I refuse to believe this is what Father wished for our great land. I mean, it's like, well, why would your father matter? Turns out that, spoilers, Ostrava's father is King Alant, and Ostrava isn't called Ostrava. He is Ariona Alant, who is the prince of Boletaria. Father! Ellie, my Vesusia probably be a bit too jump scary if you're drunk. I mean, the fact that she can, instantly break into a dash that is like full screen clearing in like under a second is crazy. And she also has a neutral skip button, which not only clears full screen, but is like does damage too. That's crazy. But I'll still play. Like, I don't care. I will just simply divorce myself from caring about winning or losing because I'm drunk. So, but yeah, good stream. Thanks for swinging by, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.
Goodbye.